forgive me. Tell me your name again.
Ethan.
Ethan. I'm sorry. I'm Greg. So, Greg, G-R-E-G. Yep. No worries. Yeah, they'll come out that way so you can get them. And good evening. Welcome to Lexington Christian Academy High School Football. I'm Greg Horn, and we've got a beautiful night for football as the Eagles of Lexington Christian Academy 5-0 host the number one ranked in Class 1A Pikeville Panthers, who are 5-0. 4 years ago, these two teams started playing, and Pikeville dominated the first two games, which are at Pikeville. In 2017, Pikeville won 49-21, and 2018 was my most painful game covering the Eagles, as I'm in my seventh season as the voice of the Eagles, as Pikeville beat us 50-7. Last year, 2019, they took a break, and then last year, because of COVID, both teams needing a game, Pikeville was gracious enough on about a 36-hour notice said they would come to LCA and play, just so that both teams
we're not live yet. We got to wait on Prep
can play. So, and LCA winds up winning 35-13, and it was a big win for LCA. But last year, Pikeville was a little short-handed, as Panther quarterback Isaac McNamee had a labrum tear, and after talking with some of the LCA coaches, they say that he will be the best quarterback that they have played this year. And so McNamee has just had an outstanding year. In fact, he set the Pikeville high school record for Pikeville's high school record for touchdown passes was 67. They were he's being recruited by several D1 schools, including Marshall and Murray State. And the senior is 47-470, completing 67% of his passes with 10 touchdowns. And so they're expecting big things out of the senior McNamee this year. So joining alongside me again is my color commentator and a personal friend, and not only a former UK football player and also a New York Giant football player, also a pretty good hooper. But tonight we're going to stick to your expertise of football. Mr. Matt Leo, how you doing, brother?
Hey, Greg, how are you, brother? Good to be with you here. Another night to call some high school football. And again, we've been blessed with a beautiful night as the sun goes down here on LCA's field. Getting ready, just a few minutes away from kickoff. I'm excited. Obviously, LCA had a great game last week, and looking to get started. They get to do it once a week. That's all I know, once a week. So it's exciting.
Well, it really, really is. The Eagles have the highest RPI in all of high school football classes 1 through 6A, and Coach Doug Charles intentionally did this so that they could have home field advantage all throughout the playoffs. And tonight they continue the gauntlet, as Coach Charles told me earlier this week, as they host number one Pikeville. And Pikeville, actually the alma mater of head coach Doug Charles. He was a graduate of Pikeville High School and was an outstanding high school football player there. He's got great respect for the head coach there, Chris McNamee, and McNamee's son, Isaac McNamee, who we were just talking about. We are also on Prep Spin tonight, so you've got the best of both worlds. If you're driving, you can listen on 99.1 FM, or you can listen online at WJMM.com. But you also can watch the game at PrepSpin.com, and we want to thank the cameraman tonight, Ethan, down there helping us out. Ron White's our producer back in studio. Matt Leo and I both have a face for radio, but they won't show us on TV or online tonight, Matt. But the game is going to be online, so we'll see what happens there. But hopefully they'll keep that camera focused on the field, Matt, so they won't have to get a headshot of you and I.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. You got that right, man. There's no doubt about it.
Well, let's talk a little bit about this Pikeville team. It all starts at the quarterback position on any team, Matt, and man, they've got a great one there, and that senior Isaac McNamee, and man, just what a great year he's having.
Yeah, I tell you what, McNamee is a talent. Obviously, coach's son, he's well studied up, been watching film, I'm sure, since he was 2, maybe, and like a lot of those coaches, kids and stuff. But yeah, he is senior. He's 47 out of 70 with 67%, 10 touchdowns, and only two INTs. Obviously, he's big, he's athletic, he knows reads, and makes smart decisions with the football.
Well, one of the most amazing things I heard from us talking with the coaches this week, Matt, is they've played 4 games. They had a forfeit win, a COVID win like LCA also does, but he has not been sacked once this season. So I know this LCA defense wants to make sure that he does not leave here tonight without touching the ground a few times.
Yeah, you know what I say about that, about, talking about 15 hits a game and stuff. I mentioned that over the years and stuff, and it's true. If you get 15 hits, whether they're, right after the throw or sacks, 15 hits increases your chances of winning like 75%, so the stats to say. So obviously LCA, without him being sacked, he's got a target on it, and they're coming. They want to get him. They want to be the first ones.
Well, his favorite target is going to be fellow senior Zach Lockhart. He's one of the top wide receivers in the state. In fact, last year he set a state record against Henry Clay with 7 touchdowns and almost 400 yards in one game. I mean, that's getting it done, isn't it?
It is. It is. A lot of catches. He's their go-to guy in the passing game. Talented kid, and obviously they're going to be looking for him outside the run. Obviously Pikeville is a physical team. They want to control that line of scrimmage, control the clock, time of possession, be physical, run the football, but they do like to screen, and they will pass for sure. And Lockhart is their number 1 target without a doubt.
Well, be looking for number 10's number to be called a lot. One of the things, though, they do have a great wide receiver, but, man, Pikeville loves to run the ball. And talking with the coaches, usually 65% of the time they like to run the ball. Blake Birchfield, he's just a junior, but he's already ran for over 700 yards, 7 touchdowns. He's averaging 176 yards a game. So I know that tonight that the LCA defense, they want to make sure that Pikeville does not get established on the ground, Matt.
That's the number 1 goal. Talk to defensive coordinator Marty Moore for LCA earlier today, and just emphasize stopping the run. They got to control the line of scrimmage, and if you're LCA, their number 1 goal period is to stop the run for Pikeville.
Well, LCA in their all-gray uniforms, first time they've worn them this year, and Dobbs is kicking off for LCA, and as usual, it's going to be in the end zone about 5 yards deep, and so Pike will start 1st and 10 on their 20-yard line, and I run out of words to describe what kind of leg Andrew Dobbs has. Dobbs
does it again. He puts it in the end zone. He forces you to go 80 yards. It takes away a play, takes away a potential momentum play. Special teams, but really just eliminates that with the strength of his leg, gets a touchback, and lets Pikeville start on the 20. Back to me, the big quarterback. He's a big kid, about 6'2", 220 pounds, and being recruited by Division I colleges, Marshall, Murray State, to name a few, but he hands it off to Birchfield. He's got a big hole. He's got a first down and more. He's at the 40. He's at the 45. He may take this one to the house. He's at the 30 of LCA, the 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Birchfield takes it all the way to the house, so not the start that LCA would have wanted tonight, Matt, as Birchfield, their outstanding running back we were just talking about a minute ago, takes it 80 yards to the house on the first play of the game. You talk about establishing the line of scrimmage, establishing the tone, setting the tone. If you're on the road for Pikeville, here at home for LCA, first play of scrimmage, I tell you, it's right up the mouth. It's right, between the tackles. And I tell you what, Pikeville just blew that hole wide open, and Birchfield, he did the rest, took it 80 yards on the first play from scrimmage. Chang is on for the extra point attempt, a bad snap, but the holder did a great job of getting that down, and he gets it up, and that was actually McNamee that had the hold, and so 7-0, and LCA not used to being in this type of position, Matt, being down 7-0 early. But I'll tell you one thing, if I am LCA, you have played a gauntlet of a schedule. Your biggest rival, Lexington Catholic, last week, you're up 36-0 at halftime. Emotionally, it takes a lot to get up every week, doesn't it? It does, but you know what? You just have to. That's a part of it. Win or lose, like we mentioned early on, there's one game a week in playing football, and it just makes the importance of it, and you just win or lose. Come Monday, you got to have that mindset. But, yes, it's hard to do that, to get every single week. I tell you what, though, it might be the best thing for LCA, as far as, if that doesn't get your attention, I don't know what will. You just got hit in the mouth the very first play of scrimmage, and I tell you what, if that doesn't wake you up, something's wrong. Well,
Pikeville on the scoreboard first. We're only 13 seconds into this game, and Pikeville, the visitors, at Lexington Christian Academy, they are leading 7-0, and the kick is up. And this is going to be fielded by Riffle about the 20-yard line. He's at the 25. He's up to the 30. He's going to be about to the 34-yard line, where he's brought down by several Pikeville defenders. And Jeremiah Riffle's having a nice solid year for LCA, and he's one of many guys that they like to touch the ball. Obviously, senior Xavier Brown, the commit to the University of Virginia. He's leading LCA in rushing at 385 yards, averaging almost 8 yards a carry. But the best thing about last week's game, on top of the 43-7 win, was that Drew Nevis was back, Matt.
I tell you what he did. He came back and he played a solid football game, threw a ton of yards.
This time Nevis takes the snap, hands it off to Xavier Brown. We were just talking about him, but he's going to be tripped up and not get much of a gain there. Good tackle by the leading tackler for Pikeville, Luke Ray.
Yeah, just to finish the thought there with Drew, I think he came and threw over 200 yards and was our offensive player of the game last week. So really stepped up from being off 2 weeks and really had a great performance.
Well, Pikeville, they're not giving up a lot of points this year. They're only giving up 9 points a game in the 4 games that they've been able to play. They have a win on forfeit like LCA does, but you can see why right after that. This time they hand it off to Brown again. This time he gets a little bit bigger hole there, and he's going to be up to about the 42-yard line before he's brought down by a couple of Pikeville players. Looked like Birchfield, the outstanding running back, had the touchdown, was one of those involved in that. One of the things about being a Class 1A school, Matt, a lot of guys got to play both ways. You do. You got to have a lot of guys play what we call Ironman football, and that means going both ways. And obviously, as the season goes on, that sets in more in the second half for sure. Come the beginning of the fourth quarter. Nevis handles off the river. He's got a big hole on the right. He's at 50. He's at the 40. He's at the 30. He's got one man to beat. He leaps over him, but that slows him down enough. He breaks another 2 tackles, for he's finally brought down at the 1-yard line. Jeremiah Riffle takes it 51 yards on that carry to the 1-yard line of Pikeville. I tell you, that was a tremendous individual effort there by Riffle. He not only, obviously, he broke through and had a nice hole, but from then on, once he passed that line of scrimmage, it was all him jumping over people and making people miss. Nevis in pistol formation, looks to the sideline to audible with the call. He's not sure what they want to go. He takes a snap, hands it off to Riffle. He just runs up the middle, but good job by the Pikeville Panthers. I don't know if he got in or not. It's going to be close. We haven't seen a touchdown signal yet. A lot of meat on that Pikeville defensive line. I know that the O-line averages 290 pounds. Some of those guys playing on the defensive line. So, unfortunately, LCA not able to take it in on 1st and goal from the 1. So, it'll second, he might have got a half yard. Looks like it's about almost at the goal line from where we are. We're on the radio, and you can also be blessed to watch it online at prepspin.com, or you can take it, watch it at lexingtonchristian.org/athletics, or also available on the Facebook page. Jeffrey Shelby checks into the game for the first time. They hand it off to Xavier Brown. He's going to be in. They run it up the middle right behind that big O-line. It looked like it was in between Luke Hall and Grant Bond. The 2 big seniors, touchdown LCA. Yeah, and Selby led the way there, providing that lead block. So a big senior there stepping up, and just a great response. If you're, with LCA coming back, again, Pikeville scores on their very first possession, and then LCA responds very quickly. The tie looks to possibly tie this up, given the extra point with Dobbs. Mason Moore will be holding for the extra point. Andrew Dobbs, the outstanding senior kicker. The kick is up, and it is good. Dobbs having a phenomenal year on extra points this year. He has only missed 1 of those, and we're just so used to him having such a great season and doing all that he does. Going to miss that guy on top of being a great football player, also an outstanding soccer player. So Andrew Dobbs ties it up 7-7. If you just tuned in, you're listening to Lexington Christian Academy High School football. They are hosting Pikeville, the #1 ranked team in the state. We're tied 7-7, 9:57 left in the first quarter. want to thank Ron White, our producer, back in studio. I'm Greg Horn, alongside me, former Wildcat New York Giant Matt Leo. If you're watching online, I want to thank Ethan for being on camera for us tonight. But LCA responds well after Pikeville takes the first play of the game, 80 yards by Blake Birchfield. So the Eagles respond, Matt.
Yeah, you responded like a championship team, even though, obviously nothing's been won. We're in the middle of the season, but you respond with that tendency to come back. Obviously you get punched in the mouth, and then you respond accordingly with a solid drive to tie this back up 7-7 early in the first quarter. Looks to be an exciting football game from the start of it, that's for sure.
7-7. Make sure you stay tuned for the halftime report, brought to you by Asbury University. Check out all they have to offer for both traditional and non-traditional students online at asbury.edu. What he does as good as anybody in the state is he gets another touchback. He had 17 touchbacks coming into this game, and now he's got 19. So Pikeville will start off again, 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line, but Blake Birchfield took it 80 yards for his 8th touchdown of the year, and he is now almost up to 900 yards rushing as he came into this game already with over 700. So let's see if LCA makes some adjustments there to make sure that they do not get a big breakaway again. McNamee is in pistol formation. He hands it off to Birchfield again. A little bit of a hole at the middle, but big Anthony Johns lowers the boom after a short gain of about 3. So he'll be a gain of 2. Looks like they're going to get, actually, I'll take that back, about 4. Good forward progress there. So 2nd down and 6 for Pikeville.
So they've run 2 plays so far. They came back. I mean, why wouldn't you? That's the exact same play that they ran with that delayed draw right up the middle. So it's been successful here within 2 plays, one for an 80-yard run and one for 4. So obviously that's something there that they have seen with their scouting report. I'm sure that was kind of scripted from the get-go, and they went right back to it to start this drive.
Well, this will be the biggest offensive line that LCA's faced this year. They averaged 290 pounds across the big O-line for Pikeville, so no surprise there. Birchfield again, the handoff. He tries to break it off to the left. Good penetration there and pursuit there by the LCA defense. Tyler Moore, Johnny Bruce Drake, Will Nichols, as you like to say, a lot of hats around the ball.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. We've been doing this for a while. I'll tell you what, those hats were flying. Those white hats for LCA's defense were getting to the ball. And that's one thing. I don't think you're going to definitely outrun LCA with the speed, the overall team speed, sideline to sideline. I think the success for Pikeville is going to be within the tackles. And here tonight, LCA's got a lot of speed overall on both sides of the ball. That was great pursuit by the Eagle defense.
They'll be looking for number 10, Zach Lockhart, the leading wide receiver for Pikeville. He set the record for the state last year with 7 touchdown receptions for almost 400 yards against Henry Clay. McNamee tries to pass it out. I believe he was trying to get it to Lockhart, but pass is incomplete there. Good coverage, though, by LCA, and I know they're going to probably have 2 guys on him a lot tonight, Matt.
Yeah, there's no doubt. They know when they're throwing the ball in a throwing situation who to have the eyes on. If you're not, you're just foolish. But I think that was a good play there by, I think it was LCA's Emerson. Jay Emerson got his hands up and maybe deflected that ball.
It looked like it was deflected there. I kind of, where we're standing in my view, it looked like it got deflected, but I couldn't see who that was. So the pass is incomplete. So that's going to make it 4th down and 5 for Pikeville from their own 25-yard line. So they were going to punt for the first time, and the punt is almost blocked, but they get it off. It hits at the 48-yard line, fielded at the 40-yard line. LCA, and wow, immediately knocked down, laid down. Saxton Howard returned that punt, and he was brought down on a really nice hit there by Pikeville special teams. So fortunately he held on to the ball, so it'll be 1st and 10 for LCA from their own 44-yard line.
Getting the young guys in there. Saxton getting some playing time with the return there on a punt, so good experience for obviously those freshmen there for LCA.
Well, we're tied 7-7 if you're listening on radio. LCA hosting number 1 ranked Pikeville, their number 1 ranked team in Class A. 8:09 left in the first quarter. This will be the 2nd possession for Lexington Christian Academy. They scored on their first drive, had to take it about 80 yards. This time Xavier Brown gets the handoff, and man, he just keeps plowing but cannot get forward there. Great job by the Pikeville defense there. Lots of hats around the ball.
Yeah. Like that was might have been Jay Emerson again on the carry there, 32. But good carry. I mean, good job by the Pikeville defense to obviously hold them to 1 yard.
So 2nd down and 9 for LCA from their own 46-yard line. This time Nevis takes a snap. He rolls out to his left. He's looking downfield. Pass is complete. I believe that's Mason Moore. He's going to be out of bounds about the 35-yard line. Actually went out of bounds just a little bit before that, so going to be about the 36-yard line of Pikeville. And Mason Moore, what an outstanding senior year the future Miami of Ohio Redhawk is having.
Oh, there's no doubt. I tell you, Mason does it all. There was that two-game stretch there with Boyle County and Cal that he had to step in at quarterback, and he took on those duties outstandingly, coming out with 2 big wins there.
This time he gets the Nevis on the quarterback keeper, and he's going to get about 4 or 5 himself. Nevis is a dual threat. There's no doubt about it, but you've got so many options as your LCA, and you want to keep that QB1 healthy. Yeah, you do. I tell you, he's a tough guy, just like his brothers that have played before, here at LCA, and he doesn't shy away from contact, but they'll just say, hey, you know what, let's be smart. Let's be smart. Because that ball he delivered to Mason is just one of his great talents, and that's throwing the ball, and that was on a rope. Nevis takes the snap. He hands it off to Xavier Brown. He's got a hole in that right side. He's going to have enough for the first down. He's going to be all the way down to about the 20-yard line. Xavier Brown with a really strong run and a good hole there as he ran between Grant Vaught and Garrison McKinney there on that right side of the O-line. Yeah, they did a great job of sealing off that right side. And then once you get Brown running downhill, he gets that speed momentum. He gets those legs turned. It's good thing for the Eagles offense. They go back to the same play again. He's going to be down to almost the 10-yard line. Xavier Brown, the O-line, doing a great job there, making room for him. And, of course, Xavier Brown's a great runner, so he's going to get a gain of about 9 on that one. So big chunks right here early on for LCA to respond here on their second drive, and just looks like they're obviously sticking to the script here in their game plan, and right now it's going LCA's way. Be 2nd down and 1 for LCA. This time handed off to Riffle, trying to sweep to the right side. Selby gives him a good block, and Riffle just follows him, lowers that head. He's going to be down to about the 6-yard line, and that's going to be another first down for LCA, and they're going to be 1st and goal from, looks like about maybe the 7-yard line. So Eagles trying to score for the second time tonight. LCA tied with Pikeville 7-7, 5:53 left in the opening quarter. Right now they've been playing really clean football. That's another point that we know from Coach Watkins, is that they really had to improve, is just that penalties. Too many penalties so far in this season offensively. Nevis a snap. He fumbles it, and it was a little bit low, and then he could get a handle on it, and so he just does the wise thing and falls on it. But unfortunately, that's going to put it back to the 12-yard line of Pikeville. It's going to be a loss of about 5 on that one. So LCA now will be 2nd and goal from their own 12-yard line. I want to thank Asbury University for being a sponsor of Lexington Christian Academy High School football. Stay tuned for the halftime report brought to you by Asbury University. They have something obviously offer for all high school students looking for a great 4-year university, but also have things available for non-traditional students. Check out all they have to offer at asbury.edu. This time they faked me out. Yeah. They almost had a fake going to Xavier Brown on a reverse, and I almost feel like they should have gave it to him. He had a huge wide side of field open, but they faked that to come back to a little bubble screen to Jay Emerson. And Pikeville defense was sitting right there, so they kind of sniffed that one out and played that delayed screen very well. Not much on that one, so it's going to be actually a loss of 2. I thought he might have got back to the line of scrimmage, but he didn't. So 3rd and goal from the 14-yard line, trying to go to the left-hand corner. He's got him. I believe it's Mason Moore. Touchdown, LCA. Drew Nevis to Mason Moore. Mason Moore with his 15th catch of the year, his 4th touchdown, and we've called that name a lot the last 2 years, Nevis to Moore. Yeah, they sure have. I tell you what, Moore's just a talented player. He's obviously, knows the game. He's a student of the game, and has been playing football obviously his entire life, and does well on both sides of the field, and was able to get back there on a corner route. Being a 3rd down situation, and extra point there is good, but
he obviously got behind that zone, and they were pushed back, so it was still 3rd and goal from about the 12-yard line. So they needed something in the end zone, and the line did a good job, gave the protection because that route took a little time to develop to get back in that corner, and Nevis just dropped it in there beautifully. So really well executed up front to make that play happen.
Well, LCA takes their first lead of the game. They lead 14-7. 4:21 left in the first quarter, so a lot of scoring, but no surprise as Pikeville averages 35 points a game and LCA averages 33 points a game, so we expected a lot of points in this game possibly, and so far we've got that. 14-7, the Eagles of LCA, the home team, leading the #1 ranked team in 1A Pikeville University, the Pikeville Panthers. Pikeville has a proud tradition of football. They have won 5 state championships. In fact, in 2019, they went undefeated 14-0 and won the state championship. So a lot of tradition there with this team. Chris McNamee, their head coach, has actually won 2 state championships, one in 2015 also. So great tradition at Pikeville, and LCA football head coach Doug Charles, alumni there. So a lot of tradition there with the Pikeville Panthers.
Oh, there really is. I tell you what, I've worked the last several years with one of my colleagues, Stephen Kreitzer, that played at Pikeville, and I believe he's watching tonight. And there's just a lot of tradition, a lot of football, a lot of talent that's come out of Pikeville many years, and just a lot of great coaching too. That has come out of Pikeville, so there's no doubt. You're exactly right. A lot of tradition there, and a lot of successful teams over the years.
Pikeville have the ball for the 3rd time of the night. They'll be 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. 4:21 left in the first quarter. They hand it off to Birchfield, and he does a nice job, just lowers that head before he's finally brought down by Will Nichols, and he's going to have a gain of about 8 there. And so expect Birchfield to carry the rock a lot tonight, as he is the leading rusher for Pikeville and has 8 touchdowns. One of them just came on the opening drive when he took it 80 yards to the house, but he had 86 carries coming into this game. So you divide that by 4 games, he's having over 20 carries a game. So he is a strong man. This time they hand it off, go up the middle there, and
picked up the first down there.
Birchfield got just enough. I couldn't tell if that was him at first, but he did have enough for another first down. So Pikeville will move the change. And from talking with the assistant coaches at LCA, 65% of the time they do run the ball, but obviously that opens up the passing game and when you can run the ball.
It does. They work, that's what, most offensive coordinators want, that balance attack, at different levels as you go up especially. You got to have a balance attack, keep the defense on their heels, but you're exactly right. The more you can run it, it just opens up more options. There's without a doubt.
Birchfield, just a junior, averaging 176 yards a game. So this time they run again. He's got a big hole. He's going to have a first down and more. He's almost to midfield before he comes down. Birchfield showing why he averages 176 yards a game. Finally, Jeffrey Shelby wraps him up, but first down for Pikeville, and they've got a little rhythm going again.
I tell you what, they like this delayed draw. It's kind of like a delayed counter draw. That one went a little bit more off tackle. The first couple ones that they've run, especially the first play of the scrimmage of the game that went for 80, that was right up the middle. So they like, I think the linemen are getting these angle blocks, and they're able to create a nice seam and a nice holes right up the middle.
McNamee hands it off again to Birchfield, but this time LCA does a good job standing up that big O-line for the Panthers, and not going to be much of a gain there. Tyler Morse, big Anthony Johns in on the tackle, so it'll be a gain of about 3 for that, so it'll be 2nd down and 7, but does move the ball into the Eagles side of the field. So 2nd and 7 for the Panthers of Pikeville, with 2:17 left in the first quarter. If you just tuned in, Lexington Christian Academy hosting the Pikeville Panthers. 2:11 left in the first quarter. LCA leading 14-7. McNamee's pistol formation, fakes it to Birchfield, throws it out to Lockhart. A little screen side pass there, but fortunately, Lockhart, you're not going to see that happen very much, but was not able to hold on to that one.
No, he saw that pursuit coming from the inside out. Classic. When you're waiting on the ball, but you're seeing white helmets kind of flying at you. So I believe he took his eye off of that there and basically glazed upfield just a bit. And luckily that ball was going forward and it wasn't thrown backwards, because that would have been obviously a live ball.
If you are watching online, do want to let you know we're having some technical difficulties as far as keeping the score and the clock tonight. So we're on the radio and also available online, but that's why you'll hear me say the score out loud a lot because of the technical difficulties there, but also for our radio audience. This time Lockhart with a completed pass there, so he bounces back and shows why he's one of the top wide receivers in the state as they throw it out there a little bit in the flat on the left side, and he catches it at the 32, is immediately brought down by LCA. I believe it was Mason Moore there, but it's going to be 1st and 10 for Pikeville. So Pikeville on this third offensive possession, first time they went 80 yards in one play to Birchfield. Second time they were 3 and out. They got a nice drive going right here.
Nice drive, and I tell you what, nice throw by McAmey. He was able to hit that 15-yard dig to Lockhart and really put that ball right in his chest.
This time hands it off to Birchfield. He runs up the middle, but good job by the LCA. Elijah Hammond with a big-time tackle right there. Little help from Johnny Bruce Drake. So together they bring down Birchfield, and be no gain, I don't think, on that one unless he got a little progress. Looks like he did get a little bit of forward progress, so I'll change that. Say maybe it looks like he got a yard, so it'll be 2nd down and 9 for Pikeville from the 32. But they keep pounding Birchfield, then all of a sudden they'll hit up connection with McAmey to Lockhart.
Yep, that's the game plan that, obviously that they saw Eagles coming in, and it's right. Those are the 3 guys. Starts McAmey, and Birchfield and Lockhart. That's the triple threat for Pikeville right now on their offense.
McAmey does hand out to Birchfield. He runs up the right side there, but not much happening. Will Nichols, Jeffrey Selby, and Jay Emerson in there. Good job by the LCA defense. Might have got a half yard, so that's going to make it 3rd. A short 9, long 8, whichever way you want to look at it.
Yeah, Will Nichols, we've called his name. I tell you what, the guy just flies around and makes a lot of plays. It's amazing throughout the ball games and stuff. And you look down at there, he's always high, for top 3 or so in tackles. So I tell you what, Will Nichols is the ball player for LCA's defense.
Yeah, Will Nichols having an outstanding year this year for LCA. And like you said, he's always going to be in the mix there. I believe he's number 2 in tackles on the year. In fact, he is 2nd in the team in tackles, but that's going to end our first quarter, so we're going to take a 1-minute break, send it back to the studio to Ron White, our producer. Your score at the end of the first quarter: Lexington Christian Academy 14, the visitors from Pikeville 7. You're listening to Lexington Christian Academy High School Football on Life 99.1 FM WJMM.
Protect your house. IPM Pest and Termite, your neighborhood pest professional.
With roots dating back to 1946, Central Bank remains a community bank dedicated to serving the people and businesses of Kentucky. We're here, as always, with customer service and support, as well as online and mobile banking services available 24 hours a day. For the latest information about your options for banking services and resources, visit us at centralbank.com. Central Bank. Central to you. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Lexington Christian Academy High School Football. I'm Greg Horn. Alongside me, Matt Leo. Lockhart tries to pass it downfield for Pikeville with an outstanding quarterback. The pass was incomplete.
Yeah, good coverage there. I believe it.
Wade Hensley was his intended receiver.
And I believe it. I'm not sure. It might have been Brown on the coverage there for LCA. So brings up a fourth down and say 8.
Yeah, Wade Hensley's the second leading receiver for Pikeville. He's had 8 receptions on the year, 127 yards, 3 touchdowns. So behind Lockhart, obviously Lockhart's the go-to guy, but let's see what Pikeville dials up on this 4th and 8. They set up a little string pass, swing out to the big tight end, but he's going to be a little bit short as there's about 4 or 5 guys led by Elijah Hammond.
Yep.
Also,
So that was the loss of yards there. I think they lost about 3 yards there, but LCA's defense did a great job sniffing out that screenplay. Elijah Hammond just, I'll tell you what, he did exactly what you taught. You know, they want to draw you to the quarterback, and it's a false sense of feeling from a defensive line standpoint because it's too easy. And once it's too easy, you better put the brakes on and retract those steps. And they did exactly that and got back into the screenplay and made a nice play on a 4th down conversion.
They were trying to get to the big tight end there, Grant Scott, but he came up a little bit short. LCA right out of that. Nevis tries to hit Mason Moore right in front of the LCA sideline, but not able to hold on to it, and coming right up on him that made it kind of hard for him to hold on it was Wade Hensley, the wide receiver, also outstanding defensive back for Pikeville Panthers. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Eagles from their own 30-yard line. We want to thank ABR Construction, locally owned and operated since 1980. ABR Construction Development Services does utility contracting and building construction. For more information about the trusted professionals at ABR, check them out online at abrconstruction.com. This time they go to Xavier Brown up the middle, and not much there. I'm sorry, it's Jay Emerson. I apologize, number 32. Not used. Jay played the first game, then he was out for 3 games, and he came back against Lexington Catholic, but actually going to be a loss of 1 on that one, so it'll be 3rd down and 11 for LCA.
Yeah, Devin DeRosset came through in his linebacker position, number 50 there for Pikeville, came through untouched and made a play in the backfield.
See what Oakley Watkins, offensive coordinator, dials up on this one, and Nevis tries to get a pass out, but he and I believe Parker Cheney, I'm not sure, we're quite on the same page there, and so.
Yeah, big Landon Hammock was all in his face. Big defensive tackle, guy that they know was a big-time player, athletic player, came and put pressure on Nevis right there, really forced an early throw, and obviously put LCA in a punting situation. So two big-time plays here back-to-back by Pikeville's defense to come up with the stop.
Yeah, Landon Hammock had 17 tackles against Belfry last week, so we expect to be calling his number out a lot tonight. But Dobbs with a great punt gets it all the way down to the 25-yard line of Pikeville where it's going to be down. But LCA, you don't see many 3-and-outs on offense.
No, you don't. I tell you what, that wasn't a real clean series. But, again, like I said, it was Pikeville's defense right there that stepped up on that particular drive and came up with a nice 3-and-out. For Pikeville.
We want to thank Chad Tyndall with Edward Jones for being a sponsor of LCA football. Many of us spend more time thinking about where we're going to go on vacation next year than we think about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, check out Chad Tyndall with Edward Jones. You can find him online. Just type in edwardjones.com. That's edwardjones.com and Kentucky and Chad Tyndall. And he'll be glad to take care of any questions you have about your financial needs. This will be the 4th offensive possession for the Pikeville Panthers. LCA leading 14-7 with 11:01 left in the second quarter. This time Birchfield's got a nice hole, and he's going to have a first down and more. He may take this one to the house. He's got one man to beat. He's at the 30. He's at the 20. He's at the 10. 5. Touchdown, Blake Birchfield, 75 yards to the house.
Tell you what, there's 2 of them there for Blake tonight. And, just, again, dominating up front there with Pikeville's line, the big line that they have, and a couple broken tackles by Birchfield. I tell you what, that was great. Obviously, a great run and a tremendous job by Pikeville's offensive line up front to create the hole, and Birchfield did the rest. He's got some wheels too. He's a little faster than obviously I thought. He was running away from some of the LCA's defenders. Yeah,
LCA's got some good team speed, and he did. He got avoided, I believe it was Parker Cheney on that last one, and he took it all the way out. LCA is going to be offsides for 5 offsides here on this extra point attempt. So
I'll move it up half the distance. Give him about a yard and a half.
make too much of a difference, but every little bit helps. So their extra point kicker, Aaron Chang, will be on for the extra point. He was 12 of 13 coming in this game. He made the first one, so tonight earlier on that opening drive, second play of the game. So, and this one's up. He gets it up, so he is now 14 out of 15, and Pikeville ties it up. We're tied at 14-14, 10:48 left in the first half. Lexington Christian Academy hosting Pikeville, and we're glad you joined us. I'm Greg Horn. Alongside me is Matt Leo. Want to thank Ethan on camera tonight. If you're watching on prepspin.com or on Lexington Christian Athletics Facebook page, or you can watch online at lexingtonchristian.org/athletics. And we want to thank Rob White, our producer back at the radio station, that makes it happen every week for us. And we appreciate all of his help. At LCA 5-0, Pikeville 5-0, and we expected a great game tonight between two undefeated teams. Really just a lot of success over the past few years, and one of the things that LCA done that used to happen the first two times when they played each other, when Pikeville just manhandled them, LCA's gotten in the weight room and got a lot stronger, a lot bigger on the O-line and D-lines, Matt.
Yeah, you could tell, obviously, in 17, Pikeville got the win, 49-21, and 18, 50-7. So, but since then, you can see the difference, like you're talking about. This team's really transformed itself on the offseason.
Frankie Knight fields the kickoff about the 20-yard line and takes it up to about the 30-yard line. And Frankie Knight, one of the fastest players on LCA's football team, and always like to see the ball when he gets in his hands. And he got a couple touches on offense last week against Lexington Catholic and had a nice game. And it's one of these things we talk about every week, Matt, but a lot of weapons, a lot of guys get touches.
I tell you, they do. There's a lot of weapons they have and stuff. I think as the season goes along, though, at some point in time, you're going to have to kind of go, keep it in the hands of your seniors and those go-to guys. But they have a lot of weapons and a lot of options.
This time I hand it off to Riffle. He tries to get off that right side, but great job there by the Pikeville defense. In on the tackle, Sam Wright, and also Luke Ray, who's the leading tackler for Pikeville on defense. And so not much of a gain there, about 2 yards. Second down and 8 for Lexington Christian Academy. Clock moving, 10:15 left here in the first half. Nevis pistol formation, got a full backfield with him, fakes it to Xavier Brown, hands it to Frankie Knight. We just talked about that, and he gets a handoff, and the extra effort may get enough for a first down.
Yeah, I tell you what, that was great effort by Frankie Knight at the end of that run to keep his legs driving, and he was able to lunge forward, basically ran over the first defender, and then the second guy was able to bring him down there by Piper, but picked up the first down.
Brendan Anthony with the tackle there for Pikeville, but that is enough for the first down. So Jay Emerson checks in the backfield. You've got one wide receiver at top, Xavier Brown. Mason Moore, Parker Cheney down at the bottom, the left side. They hand it out to Big J. He breaks some tackles at 45. He's at the 50. And he is knocked out of bounds by Lockhart about the 46. If he hadn't gotten him out of bounds, he might have taken that one to the house.
It's neat to see a guy like Jay Emerson. I tell you what, just a solid chunks. I was down there early, just obviously thick legs, and he's a guy going both ways too, but gets it done defensively on the line, but has that agility to play running back and to make moves like that where you see his hips, and we're able to rotate and get to the outside and make a couple guys miss, and then obviously has that power and strength to run over defenders.
Nevis takes a snap, hands it off to Xavier Brown. He's looking for a hole on that right side of the line there, but not much there. He's going to get maybe a gain of 2. Good job there by Pikeville's defense. And, man, they've got a lot of size on that front line. Looks like getting up from the bottom of that pile for Pikeville is big Braden Thomas, a 6-foot, 215-pound senior. So second down and 8 for LCA from the 43-yard line of Pikeville. Nevis, no huddle offense as usual for LCA. 2 wide receivers up top, 2 to the back. He's got Parker Cheney in the backfield, but then he and Jeremiah Riffle switch places. Now Parker Cheney in the slot on the left. They hand it off to Riffle, and he's looking for a hole up the middle and got a little bit of forward progress. Got up to about the 40, about the 39-yard line. That's going to make it 3rd down and 3 for LCA as he gets the ball to the 39-yard line of Pikeville. Clock moving, 8:24 left here till halftime. We're tied 14-14. If you're listening on radio, LCA hosting Pikeville High School. 2 undefeated teams, 5-0, playing one another. Make sure you stay tuned for the halftime report brought to you by Asbury University. Asbury University has a lot to offer for both traditional and non-traditional students. You actually can take a virtual tour, but I would encourage you to go check out the beautiful campus in Wilmore, Kentucky. Only about a 15-minute drive from Lexington. And Xavier Brown is sweeping to the left. And unfortunately, don't see it very often, but Xavier Brown lost his footing there.
Yeah, it was just going so fast in his mind. He saw a little crease, and that's all Xavier needs is just a little crease. And he saw it. He just wanted to hit it so fast and stumbled up there on the turf. The old sniper got him is what we used to say, but brought him down and brings up kind of a no-man situation here on the 40-yard line. So it brings up a 4th and 5. 4th and 5
from the 40-yard line of Pikeville. Nevis going to do a little pooch punt there, and he does a good job. He's done 2 earlier this year. It'll be his 3rd one, and does this one to perfection as it'll be down at the 10-yard line. And so Pikeville will have the ball for the 4th time here in this first half.
Yep. I'll tell you what, this is exactly where Pikeville, what I feel that where they want to be. Obviously, it's a tied ball game, basically 0-0 here, late, in the middle of the second quarter. So they're staying right there. They want to control the clock, and I tell you, they really haven't done that to the point because their 2 scores have been quick burst, but they want to control the clock, win that time of possession, and give themselves a shot being this ball game later in the second half.
See what McNamee does. He's pistol formation, snap a little high, but he hands it out to Birchfield. Birchfield loses it, but fortunately for Pikeville Panther fans, he's able to fall on it because it was right at the 10-yard line there. So the snap was hard for McNamee to handle, a little high, and then he brought it down. Then Birchfield on the handoff there, not good connection there. So big break there for Pikeville because that could have been our first turnover of the game.
Absolutely, that's another thing. It's the turnovers and the penalties is what keeps teams in ball games, or in that case, obviously out of ball games too. But however you want to look at it, but they're just crucial things that can really neglect the score.
This time McNamee and Birchfield, a little miscommunication there on trying to find the handoff there, and there's going to be a loss on that play there. Good job by the LCA defense, but that was caused. Johnny Bruce Drake getting up from the bottom of that pile. Jay Emerson helping out some too, but good job by Johnny Bruce. So that's going to be a loss there and make it 3rd down and 11.
Yeah, 3rd down and long. So, you kind of know who their go-to guys are. The screens haven't really panned out early on in this game. LCA's defense has been able to snuff those out. So you're looking for Lockhart. I mean, he's your threat downfield. So I guarantee you he'll be bracketed with a man underneath and a safety on top. If you're LCA's defense here, looking for Lockhart 100% here on this 3rd and long.
McNamee pistol formation. He's got Birchfield to his right. He takes snap. They try to set up a bubble screen, but LCA does a good job staying at home. McNamee wisely just kind of throws it into the ground near some of his Pikeville Panther teammates, so he didn't get called for intentional grounding, but LCA was ready for that one.
They were ready for it, and that's kind of what they do. You screen it on a 3rd and long, especially when you're in that territory and stuff. You want something maybe to pick up. If you're able to miss the tackle or something, you pick up some positive yards. If you don't pick it all, then you got to obviously give yourself a little more room to punt the ball. But regardless here, that was incomplete. So he's punting from his own in the zone. It looks like he's probably going to have great field position.
Blake Cottle, he somehow got that off, man. I thought that was going to be blocked. LCA got great pressure, but great job by the freshman Cottle as he gets it off, and it takes a nice roll, and it's going to die about the LCA 49-yard line. So Pikeville, it could have been really ugly there. I thought that punt was going to get blocked, but LCA had great pressure, but he gets it off, and LCA is going to take over 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line of Pikeville with 5:34 left in the first half.
Yeah, I tell you what, it looked like it was number 1 there for LCA. I'm not sure who that is, but looked like he was right there to block it. I'm with you there, Greg. I thought he had it.
Well, Nevis in pistol formation. two wide receivers to the left, one up top. Got Jay Emerson in the background. Selby goes in motion to the left. Nevis rolls out to his left, looking to pass. Pass is complete. I believe that is Parker Cheney as he right in front of the LCA bench, and it's going to be a first down for LCA at the 36-yard line of Pikeville.
Yeah, I tell you what, Drew did a great job there. Nevis, as he reversed, rolled out, and he had a couple men options there, and he saw Cheney going a little deeper than his first look, and delivered a beautiful ball right on the sideline. I tell you, Cheney did a phenomenal job of getting his feet in balance.
Clock stopped at 5:27 on Cheney going out of bounds after that really good catch there. Fakes a handoff. Nevis hits Xavier Brown in the hands. He holds on to it after bobbling it at the 15, right in the middle of the field. I'm sorry, the 25, and gets it down to the 20-yard line. But great pass. Xavier Brown, after bobbling a little bit, was able to bring it in. That'll be another first down for LCA at the 20-yard line of Pikeville.
I tell you, Nevis is really throwing darts, it seems like tonight to me. It's putting that ball there. It's hot, right on target, and he's putting it on stride too. I think he's kind of surprised Brown or something that got there so quick and stuff, and but he was able to regain possession and another big gain. This
time Mason Moore's in at quarterback. They hand it off to Xavier Brown, and Brown runs right up the right side of that line behind big Luke Hall, Graham Vaught, Garrison McKinney, and going to be a gain, short gain there. Looks like maybe a couple. So it's going to be second down and 8 from the 18-yard line of Pikeville. Going to see Nevis, Mason Moore. You've got two guys that can play quarterback. Nevis was out with an injury for 3 games, so Mason Moore had to step in. And LCA went to predominantly like 90% run there, but Nevis back last week against Lexington Catholic, and doesn't look like he's missed a beat being off those 3 games after the Madison Central win when he got to play in the opener. This time Xavier Brown runs off the right side of that O-line and get a short gain there. Looks like a gain of about 3. Going to put it down to the 15-yard line of Pikeville, so that's going to make it third down and 5 for LCA. They got to get to the 10 of Pikeville. Clock moving, 3:55 left till halftime. We are tied 14-14. Pikeville visiting at Lexington Christian Academy. Got a great game between 2 undefeated teams, 5-0. For both the Eagles of LCA and the Panthers of Pikeville. Nevis takes a snap. He rolls out to his left, trying to hit, I believe it's Parker Cheney, or is it Mason Moore? Mason Moore there in the left corner right in front of the end zone there, but pass broken up.
Fortunately, it wasn't picked off there by Lockhart. He had a beat on it and read that perfectly. Obviously, he's their go-to receiver, so coming from a safety position, he almost had a huge takeaway there for Pikeville.
Luke Hall comes off the field limping a little bit. Hope the big center's okay. He's a key player there, that senior center, but Dobbs is going to be on for the field goal attempt. Moore will be holding it at the 22-yard line. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. So LCA takes the lead 17-14 on the field goal by Dobbs, and doesn't get to do a lot of field goals, but he was 1 for 1 going into this game, and now he is 2 for 2. And one of the things that's great about this young man is he is trying to help raise money to help find a cure for cancer for children, and he is partnering with Alex's Lemonade, and for every extra point that he makes this year, gets 1 point for every touchback, 2 points, and then $2, and then for every field goal, $3. And so far this year, over $400 has been donated. Made a donation last week myself. His goal by the end of the season is to raise $2,000 for Alex's Lemonade, his children's fund for trying to find a cure for cancer. And so if you want to participate, you can go to Alex with a S, Alex plural, alexslemonade.org. That's alexslemonade.org, and type in Andrew Dobbs' name. It'll come up, and something he wanted to do as a senior is something he could do to capitalize to help make a difference with his athletic abilities. So hope that you'll consider supporting this outstanding young man. But he's 2 for 2, and now he is 3 for 3 on touchbacks this year. So Mr. Dobbs now has had 20 touchbacks through technically really only 5 games because Belfry was a COVID forfeit win for LCA. So just
love his heart too, like you mentioned about the off the field, what he's doing to help other people, and love that for anybody, especially a young man at his age, to have that thoughtfulness is huge.
So Pikeville have their 5th offensive possession. They'll be 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. After having some good momentum here a couple of series last time, they started at their 10-yard line after the nice pooch kick by Drew Nevis. Started out from their 10-yard line and did not get any first positive yardage on that, but this time hand off, and running back big Brendan Anthony got to carry, and he's going to get a couple yards where he's brought down to get up to about the 22-yard line. So
Anthony John's getting in there, Greg, and obviously creating a little havoc there in the backfield and tripped them up for a short gain. And obviously it looks like LCA might have figured out a little bit of that counter draw up the middle, which has been so successful for Pikeville so far.
Other games going on, Scott County and Frederick Douglass tied 0-0 at the end of the first quarter. Bryan Station leads Lafayette 36-0 at the end of the third quarter. This time, handoff Birchfield. He just keeps breaking tackles, and Will Nichols, Elijah Hammond hang on to him, won't let it loose. But Birchfield drags him for a couple yards, and he's going to have it down to about the 28-yard line. So it's going to make it 3rd down and 2 for Pikeville with 2:44 left till halftime. LCA leading the visitors for Pikeville 17-14.
Yeah, I tell you, it looked like it was going to be, obviously a short gain, and Birchfield just kept his feet going, and obviously he's a hard runner, and that's what you do. You got to keep those legs turning, those knees driving, and he was able to lunge forward and picked up another yard. So created instead of what would have been maybe like a 3rd and 4 to about a 3rd and 2. So it's a big difference as far as play calling as well. So, there's those little things, those little efforts that really add up for teams.
Well, we've got a timeout, our first timeout of the game. I think that may have been called by LCA. So we've got 3rd down and 2 for Pikeville here from their own 28-yard line. But we want to thank Centerpoint Christian Church for being the sponsor of Lexington Christian Academy High School football on the radio. Do you have questions about God? Or are you looking for a church community? Then why don't you check out Centerpoint Christian Church this Sunday. They're located in Lexington off Leestown Road in the Masterson Station Park area. They've got 2 services, one at 9:30 a.m. and 11 a.m. They're helping people find and follow Jesus at Centerpoint Christian Church. For more information, check them out online at myseapoint.com. That's myseapoint.com, and that's point with an E at the end. Well, let's see what Pikeville dials up out of that timeout. They've got 2 wide receivers up top, 1 left, 2 running backs in the backfield, but they go to the bread and butter. Birchfield, he's going to have a 1st down and more, where he gets up to about the 38-yard line, where he's brought down by Chance McGahee, but that'll be a 1st down for the Panthers.
Tell you what, that was a big pickup there for the Panthers too. On that 3rd and 2, given the clock, 2.5 minutes left here on this in this second quarter. Big run, and I tell you what, Birchfield has really been big time. He's been the guy for him. Obviously with the 2 big runs for the touchdowns and a couple big runs there that convert and pick up the 3rd down and move those chains. So that was a big play, well executed by the Panthers.
Clock moving, 2:12 left till halftime. This time, nothing there. LCA does a great job as they try to run it right up the middle, and good penetration there. Jay Emerson, Johnny Bruce Drake always around the ball. Tyler Morris, Anthony Johns, but no gain on that one. So it's going to be 2nd down and 10 for Pikeville. And one of the things that we talked about with Coach Charles and Oakley Watkins, offensive coordinator for this game, is that 290 pounds per line, the average O-line for Pikeville. So, man, those guys, they create some space. And Blake Birchfield, he doesn't need much room.
No, he doesn't. They do a great job up front there for Pikeville. And then, like you talked about, that's a big offensive line, especially when he's speaking about the high school level.
Well, Pikeville sees something they don't like, so they're going to call a timeout. So we're going to take a quick 1-minute break and send it back to the station with 1:26 left in the first half. LCA 17, Pikeville 14. You're listening to Lexington Christian Academy High School football on Life 99.1 FM.
We are a team, We are a family. No, literally. We are a suburban family of football fans.
Pepsi, made for football. Watch it.
No, this ain't no sandwich. Because on a sandwich, they ask you if you want cheese. But on a papadilla, cheese is what's holding the whole operation together. Get one now for just $6. Better ingredients, better pizza, better than a sandwich. Papa John's.
Welcome back to Lexington Christian Academy High School football. McNamee, the pass is complete. He hits Wade Hensley right at the 49-yard line. Looks like that's going to be close to an LCA first down, and they are moving the chains. So nice pass from the outstanding senior quarterback, McNamee, to Hensley. And so that'll be first down and 10 for Pikeville from their own 48-yard line.
I think that was a pretty favorable mark, though, but still it was a phenomenal catch there by Hensley. But, went out there and grabbed it with the nose of the ball and brought it in.
Hensley, that was his 7th reception of the year. He also has 3 touchdowns, so Birchfield gets a handoff, but good job there by Nichols getting in the backfield, and Birchfield tried to make a cut. Nichols wrapped him up around his feet and stopped him for probably no gain. They give him about half a yard with 4 in progress, but
Nichols looks like a wiry guy out there and stuff. I tell you what, but he's a football player, no doubt, making plays. We talked about it early on, and he's always flying around the football. And you saw right there, he was able to flash through there and made a play in the backfield for a tackle for loss.
If you're looking for a great place to grab something to eat this weekend, why don't you go check out Drake's. Drake's is the place to go for lunch or dinner. Locally owned, Drake's menu has something for everybody in the family, from burgers to sushi. Great atmosphere, great food. Go visit Drake's after this weekend. You want to go check them out, watch some football. They've got 3 locations, one on Tates Creek Road, one in Hamburg, or one right there on the Jessamine County, Fayette County line, and Brandon Crossing. Drake's a great place to go to eat this weekend. Well, we've got a timeout by Pikeville here. We've got the clock. They're stopping with 40 seconds left. I'm sure Pikeville would like to try to get something on the board, see maybe if they could get a field goal possibly, but I'd be a little surprised if they try that. Up until this point, they have not attempted any field goals, but with an arm like McNamee's got and outstanding wide receivers like Lockhart and Hensley, always a chance. They've got the big tight end, Grant Scott, that they like to go to, so I would expect maybe to pass here this part.
Yeah, you got 40 seconds, so you're working against the clock there with giving the down and distance as well, and so you want to pick up a few more yards here and give yourself a shot, a realistic shot in the end zone.
Takes a handoff to Birchfield. McNamee's getting pressure though. Johnny Bruce Drake in hot pursuit. McNamee gets it off, but good job there by LCA, and Parker Cheney got his hands on it, couldn't come up with it, but Parker Cheney almost had an interception. But we've got our first, I think, dirty laundry of the night, Matt. No, second. LCA had an offside on the extra point, but other than that, I think this is only our second penalty.
I think you're exactly right. I think maybe he was behind,
I think we had an ineligible man downfield.
That's what you got there, exactly right. Ineligible receiver, lineman downfield. Obviously, he rolled out, was trying to buy time. It's kind of really hard for those guys to hold their blocks without to extend them. But Cheney was right there on there, almost made it. Came up with an INT. It would have been a big turnaround there right before half.
Well, Parker Cheney having an outstanding year on the defensive side of the ball. In fact, he's already got 3 interceptions this year, and just a sophomore.
Tell you what, he's a talent. There's no doubt about it. He and quite a few of these guys, obviously the freshman class, the sophomores, juniors, a lot of talent spread throughout the class, and that's what it's been like here for several years for LCA.
In fact, LCA has 7 interceptions on the year. McNamee trying to pass. He rolls out to his right, getting pressure, but he gets rid of it, just throws it downfield, just trying to escape the pressure. Jay Emerson was after him in hot pursuit, and so he just has to hurl it downfield, and it'll be incomplete. So that's going to make it 4th down and 12 for Pikeville from their own 45-yard line. 25 seconds left, and I believe LCA has 2 timeouts left. So
yeah, McNamee did a good job with scrambling and looking downfield, tried to extend that play, and he was looking for his man Lockhart, and then also the tight end there for Pikeville was in the vicinity, big 84, Aaron Chang for Pikeville. 2 guys that were close to that ball, but just the pressure got to him.
Mason Moore back deep.
Got it.
Oh, the punt is blocked. I believe Howard may have got that one. He's going to try to pick it up. He's at the 38-yard line, but he slips. He just falls on it, which is the wise thing. So,
yeah, tell you what, number 1 there for LCA. I don't know if it's on the roster. It seems a little different, but he's the one who almost got it the first time, and they've seen something there on the scouting report, and he came up big with it this time. So, unfortunately, don't have it here on the roster, but number 1, wearing number 1 tonight, came through, and like we were just saying, Greg, he almost got one before, but he came up big with this one, and that was huge because it gives them a chance to possibly score with 17 seconds.
Yeah, LCA in great uniforms for the first time. They gave us some number changes, but we never got one. We will get that at halftime for you, though. Nevis going to pass. Passes, hit Xavier Brown right about the 30-yard line, but Brown not able to hold on to it, so a pass will be incomplete, and that'll stop the clock with 13 seconds. And obviously with Dobbs, if you can get it in about 10 more yards, he can make one from that range.
Absolutely, you have that option. I think you got 2 more chances here with the timeouts and stuff to see if you can't sneak one and break one through here if you're LCA, and catch one underneath and see if you can't run it in, or at least improve your distance here for a field goal attempt.
Selby checks into the game. He's on the right side there. He goes out. Nevis looking to pass over the middle. It goes out of Mason Moore's hands right in the middle of the field. And
this one's coming back. I think we got maybe holding. Yep, holding on LCA. So, again, a penalty there that got him at a crucial time as far as the time on the clock and the opportunity to score. So that's going to bring that one back, and most likely we'll end the half that way.
Yep, only 6 seconds left. If you want to listen to the podcast of this game, it'll be available on Monday at our website, WJMM.com. We want to thank Troutman and Napier for being the sponsor for our podcast this year. Troutman and Napier provides legal counsel for all your business needs. Check them out at TroutmanNapier.com. That's TroutmanNapier.com. This time pass is complete to Moore, and then he flips it. I'm sorry, it's to Brown, and he flips it to Moore, and Moore's going to be all the way down to about the 15-yard line, but it's going to be out of bounds, and the clock will run out on that. But a little razzle-dazzle there from LCA.
Yeah, a little hook and lateral. Dull hook and lateral play. Obviously, Brown hooked up, had Mason come across the field, and it was a great call. He actually would have almost eventually took it to the house, or had a chance to get out of there and get a field goal attempt. But Pikeville was able to hold on and get him out of bounds there, and we end up 17-14 at the half. LCA.
Well, Will Orbison is number 1, so that's who number 1 is tonight. Will Orbison just moved back, his family did, from Nashville a few weeks ago, and he's going to be a talented player, and he's already paying dividends tonight in his second game as an Eagle.
Yeah, I tell you what, I've known Will really his whole life, and know his folks well, and he, like I said, he came through on the first one, almost got it, and said he wasn't going to be denied. He said, I can get there. So he proved he could, and he came up big with a block punt there right before half. Well,
Will Orbison just a sophomore, but obviously got a lot of talent, also a very talented baseball player. But we're going to take a halftime break here, send it back to the studio and our producer, Ron White. But we will have some halftime statistics for you, and brought to you by Asbury University. If you are looking for a school, if you're a high school student, or if you're a non-traditional student, they have great programs for both traditional and non-traditional students. I would encourage you to go check them out in person at their beautiful campus in Wilmore, Kentucky, only about a 15-minute drive from Lexington, or you can do a virtual tour online at asbury.edu. That's asbury.edu. Your halftime score: Lexington Christian Academy 17, the visitors from Pikeville 14. You're listening to Lexington Christian Academy High School football on Life 99.1 FM WJMM.
Protect your house. IPM Pest and Termite, your neighborhood pest professional.
With roots dating back to 1946, Central Bank remains a community bank dedicated to serving the people and businesses of Kentucky. We're here, as always, with customer service and support, as well as online and mobile banking services available 24 hours a day. For the latest information about your options for banking services and resources, visit us at centralbank.com. Central Bank, central to you. Member FDIC.
We are a team. We are a family. No, literally, we are a suburban family of football fans.
Pepsi, made for football. Watch it.
No, this ain't no sandwich, because on a sandwich, they ask you if you want cheese. But on a papadilla, cheese is what's holding the whole operation together. Get one now for just $6. Better ingredients, better pizza, better than a sandwich. Papa John's.
in a battle tonight, the battle of two undefeated teams. Lexington Christian Academy 5-0. The visitors from Pikeville, the Panthers of Pikeville, number 1 in Class 1A. They are 5-0, and we've got what we expected. Two great football teams. 17-14 is the lead. LCA on top by 3, but Pikeville came out of the gate, jumped on top on the very first offensive play of the game after they received the kickoff. It was a touchback, and then Blake Birchfield ran it in 80 yards for a touchdown, and 13 seconds into the game, LCA was down 7-0. I'm glad that you turned in for the halftime report, brought to you by Asbury University. You know what? Asbury University offers financial aid to over 80% of its students and was named one of America's most affordable Christian colleges. To find out all that they have to offer, check them out online at asbury.edu. That's asbury.edu. I want to encourage you to take advantage of the virtual tour that they offer. But after LCA was trailing Pikeville 7-0, then LCA finally gets on the board with 9:57. Well, shouldn't say finally, just a couple minutes later, actually, they responded on the opening drive. They drove it down the field, and Xavier Brown ran it in for 1 yard, and the extra point by Andrew Dobbs is good. We were tied at 7 with 9:57 left in the first quarter, so both teams score on their opening drives. Then Pikeville went 3 and out, and then LCA responded on their next drive, and Drew Nevis completed a pass to Mason Moore for 14 yards. The point after by Dobbs was good, and LCA led 14-7 with 4:21 left in the first quarter. Then Pikeville responded with their outstanding running back, the junior Blake Birchfield, as he ran one in for 78 yards, and that made it 14-14, and with 10:48 left till halftime. Then with 3:33 left before halftime, Andrew Dobbs completed a 32-yard field goal, and that gave LCA the lead. And Andrew Dobbs just having an outstanding senior season, and LCA is so fortunate to have him. Dobbs, it was his second field goal of the year. He had 3 for 3 on kickoffs for touchbacks this year, so he's got 20 of those. But Dobbs just doing a phenomenal job for LCA, and LCA goes in with the halftime lead. It makes it 17-14 for the Eagles. We're going to take a short break, and then we'll be back with your individual statistics. You are listening to Lexington Christian Academy High School Football on Life 99.1 FM WJMM.
Protect your house. IPM Pest and Termite, your neighborhood pest professional.
With roots dating back to 1946, Central Bank remains a community bank dedicated to serving the people and businesses of Kentucky. We're here, as always, with customer service and support, as well as online and mobile banking services available 24 hours a day. For the latest information about your options for banking services and resources, visit us at centralbank.com. Central Bank. Central to you. Member FDIC.
We are a team. We are a family. No, literally. We are a suburban family of football fans.
Pepsi, made for football. Watch it.
No, this ain't no sandwich, because on a sandwich, they ask you if you want cheese. But on a papadilla, cheese is what's holding the whole operation together. Get one now for just $6. Better ingredients, better pizza, better than a sandwich. Papa John's.
I'm Greg Horn. We thank Ron White, our producer, back in studio. The Eagles leading the visitors from Pikeville 17-14 in a matchup between two undefeated teams. Your halftime report brought to you by Asbury University. Asbury University has something for both traditional and non-traditional students. I want to encourage you to check them out online at asbury.edu. That's asbury.edu. Total offense in the first half, Pikeville had 236 yards, Lexington Christian 224. Offensive plays, LCA had 30, Pikeville had 26. Pikeville averaged 9.1 yards per offensive play. Don't see that happen very often against LCA. LCA did really well themselves, though, as they averaged 7.5 yards per play, offensive play. As far as passing, Pikeville had 24 yards, LCA 106 yards through the air. And then we've got on the ground, Pikeville had 212 yards. Lexington Christian had 118. So a lot of offensive output there by both those offenses. And not surprising, as Pikeville comes in the game averaging 35 points and LCA averages 33 points. So not a big surprise there on that in that category. First downs, Pikeville had 7, LCA had 11. 5 of those first downs for Pikeville were by rushing, 2 for passing. 6 of LCA's 11 first downs for rushing, 5 passing. So LCA known in the past as a maybe 60% offense of passing and 40% running, but Coach Oakley Watkins has really got that balanced out the last couple of years, and it's just a little bit over 50% pass run, like 51-49. So LCA very balanced tonight. For Pikeville individually, Isaac McNamee, their outstanding quarterback, not being able to get a lot done through the air, but he's running a solid game. He's 2 for 9 for 24 yards, but has no interceptions. Blake Birchfield, though, he's been the show tonight. Blake Birchfield, 15 carries, 213 yards, averaging a smoking 14.2 yards. Got those 2 touchdowns, and he has been the deal for Pikeville in this half. Braden Anthony is 1 run for 1 yard, and Isaac McNamee is 1 for a loss of 2 on his 1 carry. Pikeville only 2 receptions. Zach Lockhart had 1 for 14. Wade Hensley 1 for 10. LCA really focused on Zach Lockhart, as they should be one of the top wide receivers in the state. Let's look at LCA. LCA, Drew Nevis, outstanding junior quarterback, 6 for 10 for 106 yards and 1 touchdown. Jeremiah Riffle leading the way on the ground, 5 carries for 68 yards, averaging 13.6 yards a carry. Xavier Brown had 9 carries for 33 yards and almost 4 a game. Jay Emerson had 3 carries for 12 yards. Frankie Knight 1 for 8. Mason Moore led LCA receiving, 3 for 80. Xavier Brown 1 for 16. Parker Cheney 1 for 12. And Jay Emerson had 1 catch. On the defensive side, Will Nichols leading the way for LCA, 6 tackles. Selby Anthony Johns, Tyler Morris, Elijah Hammond, Parker Cheney all had 2 tackles. Jay Emerson, Frankie Knight, Preston Hayes, Johnny Bruce Drake, and Chance McGahee all have 1. Luke Ray leading the way for Pikeville with 4 tackles. And Devin DeRossett, 4 tackles. Jake Thornsberry, 3. And Wade Hensley also had 3. Sam Wright, Josh Taylor, Aaron Sloan, Brendan Anthony, and Zach Lockhart all with 2. Logan Reed, Jeb Wilkerson, Campbell Nowd, and Braden Thomas all have 1 also for Pikeville. So one of the things we were talking about is Matt Leo joins me back here for the second half. Birchfield, we knew it was going to be an impressive total at halftime, and not a bad first half for the outstanding running back for Pikeville.
15 attempts for 213 yards. He's averaging almost 14 yards a carry, 2 touchdowns. You're exactly right. Of course, we know he got 80 of that right off the first play there from scrimmage. So, he's obviously been putting the hurting on LCA's defense in this first half, and still with all those yards, it's they're still down by 3, which that's kind of amazing to think about. But that's where we stand, 17-14 at half.
All right, then another thing that's kind of interesting, total offensive yards, so close, really evenly matched.
Yeah, they are. Pikeville's leading the way, 236 to LCA's 224. You're exactly right there. So And obviously the score, it's only a 3-point difference, and so both teams have had two long scoring drives that came up with a lot of their points and stuff, and LCA just obviously has had that one more that they were able to convert as far as scoring drives with addition of the field goal. So very, very close ball game here, and it shows there in the stats as well.
All right, well, we're going to take our final 2-minute break, and then we will be back for second half action. You're listening to Lexington Christian Academy High School football on Life 99.1 FM, WJMM.
Protect your house. IPM Pest and Termite, your neighborhood pest professional.
With roots dating back to 1946, Central Bank remains a community bank dedicated to serving the people and businesses of Kentucky. We're here, as always, with customer service and support, as well as online and mobile banking services available 24 hours a day. For the latest information about your options for banking services and resources, visit us at centralbank.com.
Welcome back to Lexington Christian Academy High School football. Getting ready to start the second half. LCA leading the visitors from Pikeville 17-14. Both teams 5-0, and we expected a great matchup, and we've got it. And LCA will be receiving this kickoff. The kick is up in the air. Jeremiah Riffle's going to field it about the 15-yard line. He's at the 20, 25, and he's going to be wrapped up and brought down after that. Good job there by special teams for Pikeville. A couple guys in there on it. Evan Thompson and I called LCA's 22, Isaac Coleman and Aaron Sloan in for the Panthers of Pikeville. And so LCA will start out 1st and 10 on their own 26-yard line. And obviously, I think one of the strengths of this LCA coaching staff is they always do a good job making halftime adjustments, Matt.
Yeah, they really do. They do a great job with that, with those halftime adjustments, and coming out, you just see the experience and obviously the talent of the coaching staff here. We've seen that over the last year.
They faked the handoff to Selby, a little swing pass to Mason Moore, and he's going to be wrapped up. And unfortunately, the good job there by the defender, Wade Hensley, for Pikeville, as he fought through the block by Parker Cheney, and doesn't look like there'll be any gain on that one at all. Maybe one, we'll give him one. But
yeah, Aaron Sloan kind of came up and cleaned up the duty there as well. So not much there for the Eagles there on first down.
So 2nd down and 9 for LCA as they start the second half here. LCA 17-14. LCA's offense averaging 33 points a game. This time hands it off to Xavier Brown, sweeping to the right, trying to get around that corner there, but good job by Pikeville's defense, and he is tripped up and not going to get much of a gain there. Good job by Pikeville's Brendan Anthony, 5'11", 180-pound freshman there, tackling the outstanding senior Xavier Brown, who will be playing on Saturdays at the University of Virginia next year.
Yeah, that's no doubt about there. Brown's a big-time talent and going to a phenomenal school in Virginia, at least is committed there. So, yeah, his future's looking bright, and that was a big-time play. Brings up a 3rd and long.
3rd and 7 for LCA from their own 29-yard line. Nevis pistol formation. He's got Jay Emerson behind him. Nevis rolls out to his left, looking to pass, passes it downfield, trying to get to Parker Cheney, but good coverage there right in front of the LCA bench. A couple of defenders for Pikeville, Zach Lockhart, who seems like he's everywhere, and Aaron Sloan, we've been calling his name a lot already here early in this second half, and so Parker Cheney not able to come up with it, and it's going to be 4th and 7. It looks like LCA is going to have to punt as Andrew Dobbs comes out.
Yeah, they're just kind of reverse rolling Nevis out, and I think Pikeville's really kind of gotten accustomed to those routes in that particular play. He's got Emerson going low on the first read, and of course they need more than that, and obviously Lockhart was there to come up with a big play and knock that ball away.
Dobbs punted once in the first half and had a 46-yarder, and this one's going to take a nice roll after it hits about the 35-yard line of Pikeville and goes all the way to the 22-yard line. And so 23, that's going to be almost a 50-yard punt there, and a good job there of flipping the field there by Andrew Dobbs.
Yeah, there's no doubt that was a huge punt. Kind of flipped the field, like you said, Greg, and just gained about another 15 yards or so on the roll, and picked up puts Pikeville about the 21-yard line to get their first possession of the second half.
Well, if you're Pikeville head coach Chris McNamee, you've got to be really excited that your defense held the LCA offense to 3 and out on the opening possession of the second half. So McNamee takes the handoff on the pistol formation, hands it off to Birchfield. Who else? And he gets a short gain for Will Nichols, trips him up, but gain of about 3 on that. So it'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Panthers. Coming
up with the same play right up the middle. We've seen it all night long. Their successes come from the inside out. And, once he breaks that, we've seen him, he's able to hit to the outside after the initial, tackle box. And he's had his big gains, of course, over 200 yards rushing in the first half. So they're going to the well again.
Blake Birchfield, just a big-time running back, and scary part for opponents, just a junior. Birchfield gets the handoff again, big hole. He got tripped up, but he escaped from Will Nichols, though. But Chance McKay, came and made the final tackle, but Birchfield gets enough for the first down. But good thing Will Nichols held on there, because Birchfield, man, he can really go. Obviously with an 80-yard touchdown run and a 78-yard touchdown run in the first half, but he's got enough for the first down, and he's well over 230 yards running in this game. And
he's listed at 175 pounds, but I tell you what, it seems like he runs a little bigger than that, doesn't it?
Oh, most definitely. Opening drive for Pikeville in the second half. 9:12 left here in the third quarter. LCA leading 17-14. This time Birchfield gets it, and Anthony Johns was waiting. It was almost like he was a waiter or waitress saying, "Can I take your order?" because he was right there waiting on him. Going to be a loss there on that one, so not much happening there. And there'll be maybe a loss of, looks like about 1 yard line, so it'll be 2nd down and 11 for Pikeville from the 34-yard line. I want to thank Troutman and Napier for being a sponsor of Lexington Christian Academy High School football. If your business needs some legal help, Troutman and Napier has been in business for over 30 years in Central Kentucky. Let Greg Napier and the team help you with any legal matters your business may need help with. For more information about them, check them out online at troutmannapier.com. That's troutmannapier.com. This time they hand it off again to Birchfield. Big hole on the right side, but once again, I believe it's Will Nichols that trips him up, keeps him from getting a big gain.
I'll tell you what, you're on the Eagle side there. You're thankful he did. He just got enough of Birchfield to trip him up, because there was a lot of green grass in front of him. So that was a big-time tackle there for Nichols and the Eagles defense to bring up about a 3rd and 6 here on the opening drive for the Panthers.
Well, let's see what they do. They haven't passed much. There was only 2 completions there in the first half for Pikeville, but they are 65% of their total offense is on the ground. But Hensley and Lockhart are the main 2 primary targets. Also like to go with their big tight end. So pass is complete over the middle, and they tried to hit the big tight end, Grant Scott, the 6'2", 220-pound junior, but not able to hold on to it.
Yeah, that ball was coming in hot with a lot of traffic, and it's hard to see exactly here how great a shot he had at holding it, but it hit the ground, and that was a big stop for LCA, and both teams have come out here in the first half and their opening possessions and got stops. We're able to get off the field, the defense get off the field. So just trading blows right now, as they say, right?
Well, but it's good for LCA defense to get the Panthers offense off the field after LCA had a 3-and-out after a first down there. Pikeville goes out. Xavier Brown back. Punt's going to hit about the 27-yard line. Brown's going to pick it up on the bounce. He avoids a couple of tacklers, but good job. But, wow, wrapped up out of bounds there after a short gain there. Pikeville's Isaac Coleman, a 5'6", 140-pound junior with the tackle. So Brown gets it up to about the 23-yard line. So LCA will have their second offensive possession of the night, 1st and 10 for the 23-yard line. And I look for Oakley Watkins to dial up something a little special here in this series.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm feeling it, knowing Oakley and seeing something. It's like, all right, it's time to get back into the bread and butter and. Exactly. Let's dial up something here for LCA's offense.
I want to offer congratulations to also wide receivers coach and Evan Wright and his wife Chelsea on the birth of their daughter last week. Congratulations to them. This time LCA sweeps the ball, runs the ball to the right side. Big Jeremiah Riffle there, but not much of a gain there. Might have got about a yard, so that's going to be a 2nd down and 9. Actually giving 2, so they gave him a little bit better spot than I thought they would, but we'll take it. 2nd down and 8 for the Eagles from their own 27-yard line. We've got 6:52 left in the third quarter. LCA leading Pikeville 17-14 in a matchup between two undefeated teams, 5-0. Jay Emerson with the big handoff, and the big junior just keeps churning and burning for he's finally brought down to about the 38-yard line. Great run there by Jay Emerson.
Yeah, great job by the guys up front there, creating the holes and establishing that line of scrimmage, and Jay Emerson was able to pick up a big first down that LCA needed to extend this drive. And tell you what, he's been having a solid game on both sides of the field here tonight, coming up with some big runs offensively and making plays defensively.
1st and 10 for LCA from their own 38-yard line. This time handoff goes back. Big Jay Emerson again. I thought that was him. I wasn't sure it was him or Xavier trying to dick out, but it's going to be another 1st down for LCA. And Big Jay Emerson got to play the first game and then was out for 3 games and came back last week against Catholic and making his presence known tonight.
Yeah, you've seen the success by running to the boundary here on this drive and stuff. They're running to the boundary here and liking what they see.
We talked to Coach Oakley Watkins. He shared with us they were going to try to do some of that boundary running. This time passing complete to Xavier Brown. He's at the 20, and he's finally brought down about the 12-yard line. But Xavier Brown almost, if he could have escaped that one, could have taken to the house. But
got a flag, got a penalty. That one might be coming back.
Yeah, where that penalty is been thrown there at the 42-yard line near the LCA side. Not usually good for the offensive line, but I hope we'll be wrong.
Yeah, that was costly penalty right there. I tell you what, they're never good, but they always hurt more on big plays when you have that momentum going and you strike something big with a big pass. It's just again, makes it hurt a little bit more.
All right. That's going to move it back 5 yards and. So it's going to be 1st and 15 for the Eagles from the Pikeville 47-yard line. 6:03 left in the third quarter. LCA leading 17-14 over the visitors from Pikeville. Neva's pistol formation's got Selby to his right, fakes the handoff to Riffle, passes over the middle, complete to Mason Moore at the 38-yard line. He cuts to the middle of the field. He's at the 25. He's at the 20. He's all the way down to the 10-yard line. Mason Moore, 1st down, LCA.
Tell you what, Mason Moore coming up big. He's done it all season long. We've talked about it early on, especially on the defensive side, but man, offensively, he stepped in the last couple of weeks at quarterback. But man, what a threat he is. He just feels, mentioned it before, he just feels the game, knows where to go after the catch, and was able to pick up some huge yards after the catch.
1st and 10 for LCA from 12-yard line of Pikeville. You see a shift here on the offense. Mason Moore moves over to quarterback from the wide receiver position. He takes the snap directly, and man, he is hit but holds on to the ball at the 15-yard line. big-time hit there. I believe that was number 5, Jeb Wilkerson, the 6-foot, 180-pound sophomore, the big hit. But once again, Oakley Watkins pulling out some shifts there on offense, a lot of movement there on the offense, and resulted in a big play there, gain of 5, 2nd down and 5 for LCA. Moore again takes the snap. He cuts up the middle there, but wow.
Big-time hit there. Ran into, can't see who it is, 23 there.
Number 23, Luke Ray, their leading tackler.
Yeah, Luke Ray, met him right there at the line of scrimmage, and mano a mano right there. Big-time hit and stop there for the Panthers defense here. Brings up a third and 2.
Well, let's see what the Eagles can do. 3rd down and 2. Elijah Hammond checks in. Parker Cheney checks in. Jay Emerson comes out, and I think Mason Moore may have come up. I was going to say I don't think that's right. I can't see who Moore is back in. So that was Major Brown. I'm sorry. It came out 19, not 16. I didn't think Mason Moore would be coming out, but this time hand off to Big Selby. He lowers that head up the middle, but there's a lot of beef on that Pikeville D line, and not much there. In fact, the biggest pound, 350-pound big D lineman for Pikeville, Jakin Thornsberry.
They're going for it. It's going to bring up about a 4th and 1.
So 4th and 1 for the Eagles from the Pikeville 3-yard line. Take the handoff. Xavier Brown gets it. He cuts up the middle. Touchdown, LCA! Xavier Brown! LCA takes the lead. Increases the lead to 23-14. Xavier Brown, we've called his number a lot the past few years, and Xavier Brown has his 3rd touchdown of the year, and he took that handoff, and then Xavier Brown, the play was designed to go to the right, but man, there wasn't much happening there, and then Xavier Brown does what he does, man.
Yeah, they had it sealed off right there, and Xavier Brown was able to just sidestep it, and saw a little crease going back to the backside with a cutback. Great vision by Brown to see that hole and that opening, and tell you what, was able to sneak it in, and that was a big score. And you were right, he dialed it up, and that was a big time drive there by the offense, and Watkins dialed it up like you were talking about. So the execution, and was able to go up and take a two possession game.
Yep, LCA needed that because it didn't seem like there was a lot of momentum going on for them as far as offense here, and they got it rolling there. So LCA leads 23-14 with 3:41 left in this game. Having a great game tonight. I want to give a shout out to Jaden Ball, who's watching tonight. Likes to follow LCA football, and I want to give a shout out to him who's watching the game tonight. And tell you what, we know people are listening on the radio on 99.1 FM WJMM, and then we've also got lots of people watching online at prepspin.com or Lexington Christian Academy, lexingtonchristian.org/athletics, or the Lexington Christian Athletics Facebook page. Also, I believe it's available on YouTube. Heard a lot of people watching also on YouTube, so you got people watching all over Eastern Kentucky and Central Kentucky and several different states. Well, and they're watching a great one tonight is LCA 24-14, but Dobbs don't see one come out much often. They've been touchbacks most of the season, so don't even know how to respond to this. Yeah. But Blake Cottle takes it up with a nice return all the way up to about the 33-yard line for Pikeville.
Well, you could see that. Obviously, Dobbs got a little more height on that one, which was helped, but it was about a yard or so short of the goal line. And again, you see the difference that we've been talking about. That's another 14 yards that you have to defend, or you don't have to defend. So it's big. He had a big return, and was very close to breaking that one to the house.
Well, Dobbs had 20 touchbacks before that kickoff, so just we've been spoiled, man. Still a good kick, but Pikeville start off 1st and 10. They're on 34, 3:35 left in the third quarter, 24-14. The Eagles just get on the board first time here in the second half. They hand it off up the middle there, but not much happening there. Good job of the LCA defense. Jeffrey Shelby getting up from the bottom of that pile.
Shelby with a big-time hit right there, right up the middle. We've talked about his size and how much he's matured, physically from last year to this year, and you could see it on that particular play.
Brendan Anthony on the carry for Pikeville there. short game for him. It'll be second down and 8 for Pikeville. So Pikeville averages 35 points a game, so they can put points up on the game. They are on the board. They like to do it primarily on the ground, but they have had some success through the air this year. They've got 10 touchdowns actually through the air, and which is a little more than I'd remember, but they like to run the ball, and this time they try to run it to the left there. And Birchfield's had a big game, but this time he didn't get much there. Great job, the LCA defense, Elijah Hammond.
Yeah, I tell you what, I think it's Jay Emerson that's down. It does not look good, unfortunately, right here. Hopefully it's not as bad, but he seems like he's in quite a bit of pain. Again, I believe it's 32, Jay Emerson, Greg. But that was a great stop there by LCA. Really strung that play out and was able to. I think it might have been Brown that came up and made that play. And, you know, most people are not going to get outside of Brown with his athleticism and his speed.
It is Jay Emerson that is down on the field, so.
Maybe it's just a cramp. Hopefully those can obviously and make you squirm too. And a guy like Jay Emerson, especially tonight, he's been running. He's toted the ball quite a bit, had some big runs, and obviously playing a lot defensively too. So he's playing Iron Man football, and hopefully it's just a cramp.
Yeah, that is one thing. It might be a possibility that he is straightening that leg out so hope with the left leg there. So a lot of times that is just a cramp, but he's obviously in a lot of pain. So we're hoping that's it. He is getting up. So
yeah, I think that's what it was. Hopefully he's walking off on his own strength, his own will. So that's obviously a very good sign. But good play there for LCA's defense. Again, puts them in about a 3rd and 11 situation. So really, this could kind of be a turning point here in this ball game, I feel, as far as keeping Pikeville in the game. If they're unable to pick this up and they give the ball back to LCA and they score, it's going to be, I think, very tough for Pikeville to get back in the game. So this conversion here on 3rd and long with 2:30 left in the 3rd quarter, I think, is very pivotal.
3rd and 11 for Pikeville from their own 34-yard line. McNamee in pistol formation's got Birchfield with him. He rolls out to his right. Tyler Morris comes in, and I thought he had him down. McNamee, unbelievable. He got away from Morris, but great job there by Tyler Morris, but slowed him down enough to get some help from his teammates.
Yeah, sure did. I tell you, Tyler has that speed, as we well know, and he came up from the backside and create a big pressure, and they were able to get the tackle and force the punt. I think Will Nichols was pretty shook up on the play as well, as he comes off to the sideline and kind of holding his shoulder and his arm on that play. He's obviously been very active. Maybe got a little stinger or something, but that was a big stop there for LCA's defense.
All right, back for LCA, Xavier Brown, and good pressure there by LCA on the punt, but he gets it off. Xavier Brown picks it up to the 25-yard line, trying to get the sideline from the LCA bench, and he goes out of bounds about the 32-yard line, so LCA will take over. Speaking of bringing the heat like LCA did on the defense, already getting some of those wonderful fall cool temperatures, but that first freeze will be upon us before you know it. Hopefully it won't be till November, but if you need to get your air system checked out, make sure that heat's going to work when you kick it on the first time this fall. Make sure you call the team at Air Control, locally owned by Herbie McGahee. Herbie and his team at Air Control has been serving Lexington since 1971. To find out more information about them or contact them about scheduling an appointment, you can call them at 253-1734 or online at aircontrolco.com. That's aircontrolco.com. Nevis in pistol formation, 1st and 10 for the Eagles from their own 32-yard line. 1:30 left in the 3rd quarter. LCA leading 24-14. Jeremiah Riffle gets a handoff, bounces off the right side, goes all the way east to west to the left sideline. is able to get up to about the 40-yard line, gain of 8. Great effort there by Jeremiah Riffle.
Again, they're trying to bring that ball to the boundary, but that time the Pikeville defense had it snipped out. But unfortunately, the backside kind of broke down, and like you said, Riffle was able to reverse fields and picked up a big gain on first down. It's a good job by the LCA's line on the way side of the play call to extend their blocks and hold their blocks, seal that, and allow Riffle to have the cutback lane.
2nd down and 2 for LCA. This time the ball was dropped and handoff. They're trying to go back to Riffle, but he dropped the ball in the handoff, and it's going to be loss of probably a couple now. So it's going to be 3rd down and 4 for LCA. Moves the ball back to their own 38-yard line. Clock moving down to 24 seconds left in the 3rd. We'll send it back to the station for a 1-minute break at the end of this quarter. So see if LCA gets off one more play before the end of this 3rd quarter, or looks like they may just run it out the way Coach Watkins looking. They are going to run it off, so we're going to send it back to the studio. Your score at the end of the 3rd quarter, Lexington Christian Academy 24, the visitors from Pikeville 14. You're listening to Lexington Christian Academy High School Football on Life 99.1 FM WJMM.
Central Bank. Central to you. Member FDIC.
We are a team. We are a family. No, literally. We are a suburban family of football fans.
Pepsi, made for football. Watch it.
No, this ain't no sandwich, because on a sandwich, they ask you if you want cheese. But on a papadilla, cheese is what's holding the whole operation together. Get one now for just $6. Better ingredients, better pizza, better than a sandwich. Papa John's.
Back to Lexington Christian Academy High School football. Greg Horn, Matt Leo with you. Neva's pass trying to get out to Xavier Brown right in front of the LCA sideline, about the 40-yard line, but incomplete. Good pass coverage there by Pikeville. Logan Reed and Brendan Anthony in on the coverage there, so that's going to make it 4th down and 5, and looks like Dobbs is going to come on. So we were talking about in the break there, unfortunately, that mishandling there of the ball there between Nevis and Riffle there on that 2nd down play was 2nd down and 2, became 3rd and 4, and unfortunately now LCA is going to have to punt it. So Dobbs all the way back to the 21-yard line. Pikeville's got a couple guys back deep. Dobbs with a deep punt. It's going to go over the 2 returners for Pikeville's head. Bounces at the 30-yard line, takes a roll all the way to the 15-yard line. So, my goodness, another 50-yard plus punt by Andrew Dobbs. And we've just talked about all the time just what a weapon that is. And sometimes, quote-unquote, that doesn't show up as a point, but it makes a big difference in this game, Matt.
It sure does. It provides, obviously, just longer, longer field. Allows the LCA to defend a longer field, and it makes LCA, Pikeville have to obviously just extend their drive even more. So what that does is create opportunities for errors and mistakes and stuff, and you always want to play penalty free and execution, to a T. So big job when you flip the field like that.
McNamee in pistol formation, hands it off to Birchfield. He tries to run up the middle there. Not much going there. Good job there. Major Brown got in and tripped him up a little bit. He fell forward for a couple yards. So it's going to be 2nd down and 8 for Pikeville from their own 18-yard line. 11:23 left in this ball game. LCA and Pikeville in a great game between two undefeated teams. Both teams 5-0. LCA leading 24-14. They were only up 17-14 at the end of halftime as LCA's been playing this gauntlet of a schedule. Madison Central 6A team, Boyle County number 1 in 4A. Belfry was a COVID forfeit. They beat the number 1 ranked team Cal in 3A. And then Lexington Catholic, the number 2 ranked team at 4A last week with a big win. McNamee throws a little swing pass out to the tight end. He's going to be complete. He's going to be up to about the 35-yard line before he's brought down by Nichols. But nice pass play there by Pikeville, and Coach Doug Charles told us that their big tight end Brendan Anthony would be a weapon, and they showed it on that play there.
They did. They was able to sneak out to the flats there, and obviously McNamee delivered a nice ball and nice play call and execution all around to pick up the first down. Kind of gives himself a little more breathing room if you're the Panthers.
So 1st and 10 for Pikeville from their own 34-yard line. McNamee in pistol formation. He's got Birchfield to his right. Fakes it to Birchfield on the handoff, looking to pass down the right sideline. Great coverage there by Frankie Knight. They were trying to get the ball down the field to Wade Hensley, but good coverage there by the senior, Frankie Knight.
Yeah, Frankie Knight, you're not going to see many people run past him at all with that speed. So, and it looked like Pikeville, obviously, the clock, is something they got to consider as far as their bread and butter, which is obviously the run, and they've had a tremendous success tonight. Look at all the yards they've had running the ball. But you start fighting the clock here in the fourth quarter when you're down 2 scores as far as what you would like to play and, as far as, running and play calling and using up that clock is really important. I think that's going to be a factor here late in this ball game.
Let's see what Pikeville's got dialed up. McNamee's got couple guys in the backfield, hands it off to Birchfield up the middle. Got a little bit of a hole there, but Selby and Elijah Hammond wrap him up after about a 3 or 4 yard gain. He's going to be up to about the 39-yard line of Pikeville, so that's going to make it 3rd down and 5 for Pikeville. Clock moving. 9:57 left in this game. LCA leading 24-14 over the number 1 ranked team in 1A, the Pikeville Panthers. This team's played 4 times in the past 5 years, and Pikeville won the first 2. In fact, they just manhandled LCA, but last year they took a break in 2019, and then they played last year, and LCA got the win 35-13, and this year it's been a great game between 2 talented teams. This time Birchfield up the middle, but he's not going to have enough for the first down. One of the old linemen's pointing that, but don't think he's going to, for Pikeville saying first down, but don't think it's going to be quite enough. So it's going to be about a yard short. So see what Pikeville does. 4th and 1.
Yeah, this is big here. I guess you're saying, this is pretty much the ball game if you're Pikeville on this possession right here, because you don't pick this up, you give LCA in tremendous territory.
4th and 1 from their 43-yard. They give it to Birchfield, and it's going to be close. I think he's going to have enough with this extra push. Yeah, well, there's a big push there near to the end. So it was the 290-pound average on that Pikeville O-line there on that 3rd push. Definitely gave him the first down.
It's kind of interesting they didn't stop the whistle there or something with the possession. Usually it's like kind of right there, but they extended it and kind of gave that extra fall forward there, another 4 yards or so. But that's see, you got it.
I think Coach Doug Charles is kind of talking to the official the same thing.
You got a face mask on. It's going to tack even more on by LCA.
Wow, that's going to move it all the way down into LCA territory at the 38-yard line. 1st and 10 for Pikeville. So big 4th down call there. They go for it, and then you add on the penalty, and Pikeville got some momentum going here. 8:42 left in this one. LCA leading 24-14. 1st and 10 for the Panthers at the 38-yard line. We give a shout out to Ray Woods, who's watching and listening tonight. I'm glad he's tuning in with us tonight. McNamee in pistol formation. He's got Birchfield to his left. I think he's going to hand it to Birchfield, but not. He has to be a quarterback keeper there. I don't know if that was the intended play or not, but
regardless, it picked up about 6 yards, I'd say, close to it. And Pikeville's staying alive, fighting, and staying in this ball game with late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, McNamee is a load, the big senior, 6'2", 220 pounds, and won a state championship as a sophomore, 14-0 season for the Panthers, Pikeville, and so he's got a lot of experience, a lot of battles, set the record for Pikeville, most touchdowns in a career, 67 touchdown passes last week against Belfry, so outstanding career, being recruited by Division I schools such as Marshall, Murray State, so he'll be playing on Saturday somewhere next year. This time he tries to get around to the right side there and use that big body, but Johnny Bruce Drake, Elijah Hammond, Jeffrey Shelby have to game tackle the big senior, and it's going to make it 3rd down and about 3 for the Panthers from the LCA 30-yard line. So big 3rd down here again for the Eagles.
Another 3rd down, and think about it though, the clock just keeps ticking. So that's obviously going in the favor for LCA when you have a 2-possession game, but Pikeville's knocking on the door.
7 minutes left in this ball game. McNamee looks over to the sideline. His dad, who's the head coach, Chris McNamee, has won 2 state championships, that won in 2019 and also 2015. So,
yeah, 2 great head coaches right here with McNamee and Coach Charles, guys that I know that keep the main thing. Both involved outside of football with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and I tell you what, heard great things about Coach McNamee and Coach, we know Coach Charles, but you got 2 of the finest right here tonight battling it out.
Yeah, 2 great coaches and 2 great men. I want to thank the Justice Realty Group for being sponsors of the LCA football. Richard and Laura Justice, they took great care of my mom. My dad passed away about 5 years ago and helped her sell her house and then helped her downsize and home at the nice townhouse that she was very, very happy with the past 5 years. And they were just great to work with. Not only helped her sell her home, but helped her find a new home. So if you have any questions or real estate needs, I would really encourage you to check out Richard and Laura Justice. You can find them online at thejusticegroup.rhr.com. That's thejusticegroup.rhr.com. RHR stands for Rector Hayden Realty, so you know that there'll be quality people to deal with. If Reliable Residential Roofing is your one-stop place for roofing and guttering or siding needs that you may have, locally owned and proudly operating for over 40 years in Central Kentucky. To get a free estimate, visit them online at reliableresidentialroofing.com. That's reliableresidentialroofing.com. Big 3rd down play here, 3rd down and 3 after that timeout there. Let's see what McNamee does. He hands it off to Birchfield, and good job there by LCA. He still fell forward. And
going to have another 4th down here that Pikeville's going to have to convert on this drive to stay alive with 6.5 minutes left. So good job by the LCA defense to come up there on the outside pursuit and get some help there and bring up a long, call it maybe 4th and 2.
Yeah, he got hit, and it's going to be a loss, maybe a yard or 2, but he fell forward, being the great running back he is, over 250 yards tonight. It's going to be 4th down and 2 for Pikeville from the 38-yard line. This could possibly be game here. 6:08 left. LCA with a 10-point lead. Still a decent amount of time left, but LCA, but McNamee, great job. LCA defense trying to see, gets Johnny Bruce Drake was in there, great penetration. We got a little help from teammates after that, but Johnny Bruce Drake was the difference maker as McNamee on the quarterback keeper, and the LCA defense comes through big time and stops the Pikeville Panthers, and it'll be 1st and 10 for LCA at the 32, their own 32-yard line.
Yeah, Johnny Bruce fired through there and established the line of scrimmage and came up with a big tackle for loss on a 4th down stop for the LCA's defense, and Nichols was in there as well. So defense just really kind of teed off there. There was only 2 guys in the backfield. That was McNamee and Birchfield. So one of those 2 guys were going to get it. They faked it to Birchfield. McNamee kept it, and of course the penetration for LCA got there, and Johnny Bruce leading the way.
Xavier Brown behind Drew Nevis, and they hand it off to him. But, man, great penetration there by the Pikeville D-line. As barely gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1 there. But good job by Big Landon Hammock, who we've called his name several times tonight, and Jacob Thornsberry. Hammock had 17 tackles last week against Belfry, and a big win for Pikeville, and outstanding player, and one of the reasons that Pikeville is undefeated at 5-0, and give actually gain of. We'll give him 2 on that one. We'll take that spot, so it'll be 2nd down and 8 for LCA from 32. Clock down to 5:15, and it's rolling right now. LCA leading 24-14 over Pikeville. Xavier Brown trying to get around the left side. Big hole. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. He's got 1 man to beat. 20, 10, 5, touchdown. LCA. Xavier Brown takes it 66 yards to the house.
Electric right there. I tell you what, you really haven't seen Brown. I mean, he's done a whole lot, but he had a huge run against Boyle County I just was thinking about. But right there, man, you just saw a guy said, you know what, I'm taking it over, putting this one away, and offensive line did a great job. But I tell you what, Xavier just got to the outside, and guy with that type of explosion and that type of speed, man, he was gone. He wasn't going to be denied on that run.
Well, Xavier Brown with his 3rd touchdown of the year on the ground, and extra point is up by Dobbs. It is good, makes it 31-14, and as great a football player as he is, one of the finalists, I think, for Mr. Football in Kentucky. But his statistics, if you look at those, you may say, well, I mean, I don't know about that, but the guy is so selfless. As I've talked with some of the coaches this year as we've been preparing for games, I just said, you know, I mean, come on, Xavier, I mean, you can give him the ball 30 times a game and he'd have over 200 yards every game. How does he handle that? And they said he is a team-first guy. He just said, man, I just want to win a state championship.
There you go. And you got to love that, too. You know, a guy with that much talent. And, you know, well-deserving. You know, he's deserving those 30 carries a ball game. But, you know what, he's like, listen, I understand that as far as we're going to go, the team's going to go. That's one thing I love about just team sports, and a guy that has that attitude, that maturity as a senior that says, you know what, I know what I could do. I do that. But you know what, we got to win this. I want that state championship.
Well, and that's, I mean, he only had 50 carries coming into this game in 4 games. So, you know, and like I said, he could easily have 30 carries a game on a lot of teams, but he's about this team winning, and there's so much talent on LCA. But when your most talented player has that type of attitude and says it's not about me, it's about the team, it makes big ripples. And that one there, a little surprising on the kickoff. Dobbs, that the 2 guys for Pikeville, maybe they were surprised it wasn't going to go in the end zone, but it hit about the 2-yard line. And then, fortunately for them, rolled into the end zone and for a touchback. So Pikeville will have it 1st and 10 on their 20-yard line. But LCA finally kind of showing who they are.
Yeah, they did. They really explode there. That was, you know, a crucial drive for Pikeville. The thing is, it took up a lot of time there, the possession before, and they all, you know, they had converted 1 4th down. They had a chance there in that last one, but that was really kind of the ball game right there. And then, of course, LCA comes back and has a huge run by Brown, and in my opinion, really kind of seals the deal here tonight. But, you know, Pikeville really hung with LCA all the way up until that point. Here we got 5 minutes left in this ball game, and it's 31-14. And you're right, LCA just at the very end was the only part that they really kind of pulled away.
McNamee rolls out to his right, trying to pass, but gets a little pressure, and then being a senior quarterback, tries to get out to Birchfield, avoid the sack, and was not able to get it to him, threw it at his feet, but did a great job of avoiding being sacked, so that'll make it 2nd down and 10 for Pikeville from the 15-yard line. Give a shout out to good friend Bob Warren, listing up in Jackson, Kentucky. I know he's a little bit torn because he's an Eastern Kentucky guy and Pikeville Panthers, but also a good friend of mine. So he said he pulls for the Eagles when they're not playing the home team, Breathitt County. So give him a shout out. He's listing tonight, and a lot of people watching online in addition to being on the radio. I'm Greg Horn. Alongside me, Matt Leo, former Wildcat and New York Giant. McNamee snap and just falls on it and Birchfield just kind of shakes his head. Just, you know, it's been a tough night, as you said, for Pikeville. They have hung tough and had the lead in this game, 7-0 and 14-7. They've had some leads, and they have hung tough, as you said. But I believe LCA's depths kind of started to wear down the Panthers a little bit in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I believe that had a factor as well, as far as you know, just the overall speed, and then how many guys that Pikeville has going both ways as well. But yeah, they gave everything, LCA everything they wanted up until about the last 5 minutes of this ball game here, really on that last drive, that scoring drive that happened so fast by Xavier Brown. So you know, hats off to Pikeville. They came in here and of course, like you said, right off the start, their opening drive, their first play resulted in an 80-yard touchdown run, and they're saying, you know what, we're here tonight. But LCA has answered the call and you know, answered that score right away on the next possession, and it's been really just a really good football game, hard-nosed football game up front, and it's been fun to watch.
Well, we want to remind you, stay tuned after the game for your Offensive Player of the Town game, brought to you by Gaddy Town. For your child's next birthday party, consider taking them to Gaddy Town, located on Nicholas Earl Road, just behind Red Lobster. Also a great place for a quick lunch. They obviously got delicious pizza. They also have a salad bar and pasta bar, so they got something there for everybody. Go check out Gaddy Town. And then our Defensive Player of the game will be brought to you by Cockrell's Collision Repair, locally owned for over 25 years, located in Lexington on Eastland Drive. And on the pass there, Xavier Brown almost with the interception.
And a little high on that one there. Brings up fourth down there, fourth and long, 4th and 15 there for the Panthers. Of course, they're deep here, and they've got to punt this one away. And I would imagine LCA here on the next drive would just obviously eat as much as the clocks as they can, if they possibly can, with running it, and get out of this fight, because it was definitely a fight, like we said, up here, and just up until the last minute or so.
Good news, Tyler Morris is going to walk back on the field after coming off the field there on the couple previous plays ago, and so look, that's a good sign that he should be okay. But the punt is up, and it's going to hit about the 45-yard line. They're going to roll over. Mason Moore just falls on it about the 44-yard line. So LCA 3:58 left in this one. The Eagles leading the visitors from Pikeville to 31-14. Next week, LCA will have their only off week of the year. They did have the COVID win against Belfry, where Belfry had to cancel the game because of COVID with one of their players, but they will take that bye week 10-1 on October 1st. So next Friday night, 7:30, if you're looking for Matt and I, we won't be here, but we do hope you'll join us again the following week, as the Eagles will be on the road at Washington County on October 8th as they start district play. So 7:30 p.m. will be the kickoff on that one, and be online about 7:20 for the pregame show, so hope you'll join us. Xavier Brown with the handoff. He goes up the middle. He's going to be up to about the 50-yard line, where he's brought down by a big Thornberry and help from a couple other teammates, but going to be a nice gain there of about four, maybe make it 5 now for Xavier Brown. 2nd down and 5 for the Eagles. So LCA has the highest RPI in the state, and the whole goal with this gauntlet schedule that they've had here was to keep that, because the goal is to have home field throughout the playoffs until you go to play at Kroger Field.
Yeah, my understanding, like you said, this right here is a big win for a lot of different reasons.
This time I hand off to Big Jay Emerson. He looks in the middle. He cuts off to the right, and he just lowers that head, keeps going, turning with that extra effort, gets enough for a 1st down LCA.
Tell you what, he's just very stout down low. You know, just obviously his hips and just his strength of his thighs and legs, and very powerful young player there for LCA that gets it done both sides. And he's had a big game there for LCA. Had a lot of big carries, big runs, especially I remember in the first half, the extended drives.
He has definitely been a big help, and he and Jeremiah Riffle, first-year players at LCA, both juniors, and just phenomenal players. And adding to this plethora of 17 seniors that LCA has on this team. Pikeville has 13. Emerson gets a handoff again, trying to get around that left side, but Pikeville defense does a great job that time, and not going to be any gain on that one, so that'll make it 2nd down and 10 for the Eagles from the 44-yard line of Pikeville. Clock down to 2:20 left in this game. Looking for a great place to grab a burger? Why don't you go check out Culver's. Culver's locally owned. They've got the one right across from LCA and then also one in Georgetown. They're both locally owned here, and they're a great place to stop for one of those famous butter burgers and cheese curds, or, man, that frozen custard is also awesome. Or if you're looking for a job, go to online, culverscareers.com. That's culverscareer.com. And part-time jobs, if you're looking for a full-time career, they've got something there for you, so just check them out online at culverscareers.com. Nevis this time on the quarterback keeper, and he slid down, and yet we like to keep him healthy, Matt, so we don't like with a lead like this. Drew.
That's right. They're just going to run this clock here down. They got about 15 seconds on the play clock, and about 5-second difference from the game clock. They're able to run it down to about a minute, run this play, and that will be very close to the last one. They're probably just punting away on 4th down.
This time they hand it off to Xavier Brown. He goes off the left side there, and he's going to gain, well, I think there may be a fumble. I think there was. I think Selby fell on it, picked it up, and maybe ran it for about a couple more yards. Still going to be short of a 1st down, but yep, Jeffrey Shelby recovered the fumble. Xavier Brown fell about the 41-yard line, and then Jeffrey Shelby picked it up and carried it forward about 3 more yards, got it down to the 38-yard line of Pikeville, but that still is going to make it 4th down and 5 for LCA. 30 seconds left here in this ball game. LCA is going to go to 6-0. As we said, the RPI ranking, they have the highest in the state, and they will definitely keep it after the win over the #1 ranked team in 1A. And Coach Doug Charles has such great respect for Pikeville. He's like, we don't need to run another play. Let's just call this game good. And he has such great respect for Coach McNamee and their outstanding program. And so 2 tremendous football teams tonight. Unfortunately, one cannot come up in the W column, so LCA is going to go to 6-0, but
yep.
Pike will fall to 5-1. So.
Yep. Yeah, that was a great football game here tonight. Great battle, and like we talked about, CLCA was able to extend it right about the 5-minute mark in the 4th quarter. But hats off to Pikeville, man. They hung tough and really gave LCA all they wanted here. Got 12 seconds left here, and it's 4th down. Going to have to go out and have one more play to finish this one on out.
Joe LeBrick back again is helping out with the Eagles. Moved to Nashville, Tennessee, but man, such a vital part of this coaching staff. Had a couple sons who were outstanding football players, and just a brilliant defensive mind. And I know a big help to Marty Moore as the defensive coordinator and helping out with the Eagles and their defensive staff. Little pooch kick here. Unfortunately, had to run one more play. So they just did a little pooch punt. It's going to be down by Pikeville about the 12-yard line. That'll make 4 seconds left in this game, and LCA going to take over and got the big down touchdown. We got us another announcer right here on the side. That's a handsome young man. Who is that, Mr. Leo?
That guy right there, though, he's all about television, man. He's got that Hollywood smile. So that's my boy right there, Cole. Coming up, join us in the press box here and get a little experience up here. And he's excited to be at LCA, big Eagle fan, and follows the team. And just coming off a great golf season that we talked about last week.
Yes, sir. We did talk about it last week. He is a great golfer. Well, he's on the middle school team and just in 5th grade. Does a great job. So bright future for that young man. Pikeville on, got one play left here. Got do a handoff. No surprise there. Thought they might possibly pass, and this would be the last play of the game. But as usual, a handoff. This time they give it to Blake Caudell, 5'11", 175-pound freshman. He gets about a 5 or 6 yard gain, but this one will go in the record books in the W column for Lexington Christian Academy and the Eagles after playing the toughest schedule in all of the state of Kentucky. Comes out undefeated, 6-0. Pikeville suffers their first loss of the year, 5-1. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with your players of the game, brought to you on the offensive side by Gaddytown, and your defensive player of the game brought to you by Cockrell's Collision Repair. We'll take a short break and be right back. Your final score tonight, Lexington Christian Academy 31, the visitors from Pikeville 14. You're listening to Lexington Christian Academy High School Football on Life 99.1 FM, WJMM.